searching begins. Find yourself within. Take up your blade. Let the fears within fade. Stories are told as the die roll. Don't be afraid. Make your destiny will find you in me. Friends at your side, may the group with pride. Try as you might, you now live to fight. Monster nor foe can fill you with woe. Enemies in sight, it's time to roll dice. Roll for initiative. Check, please.
Welcome to Check Please, the D&D podcast. So last time, there was a couple of things that happened. You all spent the day in the Holy City. There was a date that took place that was nice and cute.
Yeah.
Some of the other characters did some questionable things that I'm not going to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of it, you all took I guess by the end of it, Vera had switched places back with Hummel and successfully kicked Petra in the dick. So,
yeah,
good times were had.
Right in the marbles.
We ended the session with the party teleporting away back to the Deadlands. And that is where we will pick up today. So, you stepped on the teleport pads that Lovette set down, and the next thing you know, you are whisked away to the very same place that you were at a little bit ago, the courtyard of Fort Grigoli. Color is once again gone, sound is muffled, and it is foggy. Whereas before, the fog had been lifted into a funnel. Now, it's once again descended on this area, leaving it with the same kind of limited visibility that you're used to in this part of the world.
Well, let's get to getting that fucking shit, yes?
Yeah, that's good. We'll start collecting the gear we left behind.
Yep.
So you loot some skeletal legionnaires. Of those, I believe on the outside here, there were 15 outside. Let me make a note here.
And we did not see anything down below that was of wealth.
Well, there was stuff in the house. I'm going to go get it. Goodbye.
Okay. Be safe.
Okay.
I'll go with them.
Vera's kind of looking around right now because Vera was not here. Has no idea where the bodies are, and is just kind of trying to find any that she can find.
Well, that will kind of guide, help you out once you, point you out, or point out to you where they have fallen.
Kurla is going to very cautiously approach the remains of the large box that contained the djinn in the courtyard.
Sure. You see that it sits ominously empty and silent, and it looks just completely broken. Like whatever power resided in it is completely gone. It almost looks cheap now. Archie looks over at Vera.
Hello. It is good to see you again.
You too, Archie? I thought you saw Hummel before.
I did, but that was not you.
Wait, you could tell?
Of course. Couldn't everyone?
Well, it's not so bad. At least for those of us who know you.
You stand differently. And walk differently.
Well, thanks, I guess. Either way, it's good to be back in my body, because it was bullshit not being able to do anything. But
You didn't like being a bee?
I'm a bee all the time. But normally when I'm a bee, I can actually turn back.
It's true.
And I don't get locked in rooms.
Usually.
Yep, so Lovette and Vera will kind of gather up all these materials. I'm going to guess that, will we put him on Archie, do you think, or?
Yeah, probably give it to... Or actually, yes, give it to his inventory. I was getting campaigns mixed up, yeah.
Kurla, when they're done, kind of looking at the box, will help gather up the materials, but they'll be keeping their distance from Vera a little bit.
Okay.
I point at the box. So what's that?
Oh, I was trapped in there for a while. Not really sure what it does, but it's related to the whole mega spell that made this place.
You're trapped in there.
Yeah.
I look at it and there's this giant fucking hole in it.
Well, it didn't look like that at first. It was closed up. Reason saved me.
Mega spell. Wait,
Yes.
the Deadlands mega spell?
Yes. I think it might be why it's glowing. Because we messed with this. Because I messed with this.
Let's just get all this stuff collected up so we can get onto the actual mission that we need to.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Alright, well, continue then. Collecting all the stuff. Give it all to
Okay.
Archie for McCary.
Yeah. So you've gathered up all the 15 dead on the surface there and stripped them of all their gear. Archie is now carrying all of that.
I'd say Petra and Risen are doing?
Oh, we're just gathering the ones that we downed in this house.
Okay.
And if we
That's on them.
see if there was anything else of value, but
Sure.
I don't think there was.
Okay. So the two of you go inside and you find 7 more inside and gather up them as well. Okay. So you've gathered those. Now where?
I don't think we're going down past those blowy blows.
Nah, it'd take too long.
Yeah, so I think that's it.
But there might be good stuff down there.
Sure.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, we went against bone golems. I don't know if they
There were
had
other
anything.
doors, though.
Well, yeah, but then we'd have to...
Yeah, I guess. You're right.
A Jin appears next to Riz. Yes?
Do you know if there is anything else of value that we might have missed?
The Jin looks around, licks a finger and holds it up to the air. Yes.
Can we get it? Can you get it for me?
Sade thinks for a moment. Yes, I can do that.
Riz just nods at him.
But everyone needs to turn around.
Okay. Riz just turns around happily. Seems to be messing with something in their cloak.
Oh, that looks super skeptical at that. Like, what the fuck?
So
Okay.
the Jin is going to wait until all of you are facing the other direction.
Vera's eyes go up, and just like one eye twitches as she turns around.
Petra's
Gonna
like,
turn around and roll their eyes as they do so.
What, you're not used to this when Soul was around?
good times.
Shouldn't you be able to? Alright, fine.
Okay. And Petra turns around too.
All right, give me just one moment.
I swear to God, if he pantses us.
Which one?
I don't even know if I'm actually wearing pants. Who knows?
Which one indeed? Actually,
Oh, that's right.
question.
I guess would it only be Lovette and Petra that wear pants?
Vera wears pants.
Vera wears pants.
Vera wears pants? Okay.
Kurla
making
wears
sure.
pants. Riz
Yeah.
wears pants. We all wear
Really
pants, you
wear
dumb bitch.
Archie doesn't wear pants. There you go.
Everyone but
Okay,
Petra.
Archie doesn't wear pants. Okay.
Archie wears pants. They're the pants of a wonderful Archie.
Yeah, he wears
Holding
the pants
party
in this
together.
party.
Mhm.
He
Yep.
really does.
Yeah. All right. So after a little while, Shahade says, "All right, I've got it. Everyone can turn around now."
Riz turns towards him.
Kurla
You
turns.
see, on the ground next to Shahade is a wooden box. It's inlaid with strange symbols that look pretty old. If you recognize Protean, it's Protean symbols of various animals. So Protean-styled symbols, but each one's like an animal symbol, like imprinted around the box. And it's currently closed.
Kurla's gonna fix a glare on Petra. Right, this time don't just open the damn thing.
Yeah.
Riz takes out a little vial of dandelion seeds. These will be good in the air. There you go. Gift.
Dandelion seeds.
Yeah. They're trying to find gifts specifically for him that are air themed.
The Jinn will take the seeds from you, nod, and then disappear in a poof of smoke.
Riz nods happily to themselves. Okay, let's see what this fucking shit is.
Hold up. Let's be scientific artists.
I am literally the most perceptive person in this group.
Oh, go ahead.
I would like to inspect the box.
Okay, it's a box. It's made of wood with metal
Oh,
clasping.
fuck you, Beardy.
Do you have identify?
The spell? No.
Yes.
You go ahead.
All right. I don't have it either.
Oh.
Symbols carved into the box. Like I said, they look like animals. The box is currently closed.
I'd like to identify it with a spellcraft check, if it's possible.
You want to identify
I'd like
the box?
I cast Detect Magic. Is it magical?
The box itself is not magical.
Man,
All right.
Bad Dragons
But they're-
really increased their packaging.
Mm-hmm.
But there is magic inside the chest, but the box itself is not magical.
The box isn't magical, so it might be safe to open.
Okay. I would like to carefully open the box.
Okay. So when you do that, go ahead and double-click on that tile there next to you, on the Gregarion treasure room.
Okay.
And that should be everything in the box.
Oh.
Oh,
So
that's
what you
cool.
see is a bunch of coins, a ton of copper, a bunch of silver, a lot of gold, and some platinum mixed in together. And then inside, there's also a composite short bow, a short sword, a tower shield, a lamellar cuirass, a set of bracers, 2 sets of splint mail, a set of spectacles, a belt, a potion, 3 scrolls, a staff, 2 wands, a pouch of dust, another wand, so 3 wands total, 2 platinum items that you can't quite identify. There's a painting, a lute, and then you also find a bunch of gems mixed in with the gold, or with the coinage as well. So, yeah, it's a significant amount of treasure.
Oh, look, spectacles. Lovette, now you can see with both of your eyes.
Petra,
Mm-hmm.
you recognize at least a little bit about what this box looks like.
Ooh, okay.
Would you like to make a knowledge? For you, it would be knowledge local. I'll also take a knowledge history as well from anyone.
From
But
anyone?
I'll take history or knowledge. Sorry, history or local from Petra, or history from everyone else.
Okay.
All right. I'll do
I have
this.
no ranks in it, but here goes.
20 for Riz.
Oh, God.
Hey, nat
Natural 20
20!
for that.
All right.
'Kay.
So this
Read-
is a
We're
Was
going to
it
read out the
21
rolls
from
first.
Kurla?
sure.
3.
And then a 30 from Lovette. With that nice, sweet nat 20.
Yeah.
All right. So Risen, Kurla, and Lovette all recognize this as a Legionary Pay Box. Basically, this is a coffer that a legion would have to pay its troops. So when they're on campaign, any loot found would go into one of these boxes, and then they would pay out.
So, Petravian's never been paid with one of these?
I don't do it for money. I do it for the glory.
Maybe Petravian just, didn't recognize what it was. But
I was-
yeah, he didn't
Even
quite
better
catch
is
that.
that he has been paid with one of them, and is like, I don't really want a box. Do you want this box?
So it appears to have been, a legionary coffer. So this definitely belonged to the Protean Empire at some point in the past, and was likely the centralized pay box for an entire legion of troops. So there's quite a bit of good stuff in there. So feel free to loot it and identify that crap if you want.
Sure. I'm gonna take the
Sorry.
Scroll of Divine Power.
Quick question. Did you
That's
describe
interesting.
what the holy symbol was of?
No.
Could
No, you
I
haven't
do a
identified
knowledge religion on that?
Yes, you can.
Could I as well?
Of course.
And I would like to as well, please.
You think
Yay,
Riz will be able to
16.
tell? What...
It's a plus fucking 22, Kyle. I think I'll be 27. It was a terrible roll, but
And let me just get my roll in, please.
Yeah, I got a fucking
Knowledge,
5 and
religion.
I rolled a 5 and I got a 20 fucking 7.
That is a 17 from Kurla.
Awesome. Okay, so Risen gets the success there, and they are holy symbols of Bella.
Oh, of course.
For the podcast, Bella is the deity of
Justice.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well,
I didn't know.
you didn't know? Okay. I was really excited.
All right. First of all,
Okay.
Lovette, are you able to use Summon Nature's Ally too?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I'll.
Yeah.
So, who wants to start identifying stuff?
Can
And
I
from
try
where?
the tower shield?
Yeah, just make a spellcraft and call out what you're doing.
Tower shield. Nope.
Okay, you get a 10 and you don't recognize what it is.
I'll try and identify that same tower shield for you there, Petra.
Yeah, just for
Yay!
simplicity's sake, so we don't double up on
Nice.
stuff. We're pretty much let's all just stick to the same item until it's identified.
Agreed.
Okay, so Lovette, you got a 34, and you identify a +1 tower shield.
Next on the list, let's go with the composite shortbow. Is that magical?
Alright. Yes, you cast Detect Magic. It is magical.
That is a 26.
26. That is a +1 flaming composite shortbow.
That's cool.
Let's go with that short sword.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 32.
All right, another success. That is a +1 short sword.
Do you want to take any of these, Riz?
I can't use any of them. I have my beautiful staff, thankfully, from Malifera. Very kind.
I mean, any of the checks.
Oh, I'm just waiting until if you fail for some reason. Yeah. Because I'm like, you're doing great right now, so I'm not going to jinx it. Fuck it.
Fair enough. Fair enough, thank you. Alright, so then what, we got the Cuirass?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 29.
All right, that is a +1 lamellar.
We got a pair of bracers.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 21.
21 is not good enough.
Ooh, my turn.
Ooh.
Is spellcraft?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I have a pretty
One.
solid spellcraft. If you
Nat
want me
1 is a 21. Ow.
All right, also not good enough.
to. Shall I take a chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Holy shit.
Oh my
Kidding.
god.
Odds.
That's a 21 from Kurla.
Oh my god.
That's
Petra,
Does anyone else have
incredible.
spellcraft?
Wait,
Let-
let me try. Let's see.
Okay.
I don't have a very good
Ow.
spellcraft though.
Don't be a
You
21.
just
don't be a
have to get
21.
over like 21, please. Please roll good. Are you
What
kidding me?
the
Another
fuck?
21?
How is that possible? All right,
Petra's
Petravian.
gonna-
Anyone
Petravian.
else?
Petra's. Yeah.
Let's see if we can,
Do the
let's see if
spellcraft.
we can keep this up.
Oh,
Flicker.
That's 20.
Combo
with
breaker.
by far the best roll.
Combo breaker. So just to recap for the audience, Lovette got a 21, Risen got a 21, Kurla got a 21, Vera got a 21, and Petra got a 20. None of you have been able to successfully identify this item, so it is going to remain unidentified.
well, I hope it's just not as good. I just hope it's not a over +5 because I'm gonna be real disappointed.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
First bracers of 21.
All right, let's go to the split mail. Let's go, Lovette.
We're just all handing these pair of braces around like,
Just
what
like,
the fuck are all these things? What
What
do they
is
do?
this? What are those?
Oh,
Holy
guess
shit.
what? Got another
What
21.
the fuck?
All right, Lovette
Okay.
gets 21, and that's not good enough.
All right, let's try this again. 25.
Hey.
25 is not good enough.
Kurla, your turn.
I can't do. Wow.
22.
Nope.
Holy god.
I'll do one, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
How
I
me
can't
and
do
Kurla
anything.
both roll 5s.
I don't
Nope.
know.
13.
Nope.
Not gonna.
Next splint mail.
All right.
Okay, next
All
one,
right.
Mel.
Yeah, next one, Mel, because you can't get above 25. Alright. That's a 24.
Success. That is a +1 splint mail.
Whew.
Okay,
Other
so
one
that
is
means the
like
other
+2?
splint mail. +2 or 3, yeah.
Alright, we don't sell these things until we know what they are, because that
You
sounds
got
like
it.
that's a lot of money. Alright, spectacles. It's a 31.
31, that is success. These are Spectacles of Understanding. Spectacles of Understanding. When worn, these innocent-looking spectacles convert any written language to one known by the wearer, as if you have cast Comprehend Languages. The glasses are also good at detecting falsified documents, granting the wearer a +5 bonus on linguistics checks to identify forgeries.
Nice.
It also gives the ability to make these checks untrained.
That's cool.
Shit.
I'd say like
very
either
cool.
like Lovette or Vera should get those.
Yes.
I'm leaning more towards Lovette.
Yeah, because I'm not a fucking nerd.
Oh!
Nice.
I gotta be real. I was like, man, Lovette would be really cute in glasses, and then I'm like, oh, and they're actually really good. Oh my god.
It's really fucking good shit.
Yeah.
Also, I already have an eye item.
This
Yeah,
for the
that's true.
belt. I got a 26.
Okay, that is another success. This is an Equestrian Belt. This belt is worked with images of horses stampeding across a barren and windswept plain.
No one
belt's
say
wearer,
shit.
The belt's wearer automatically succeeds any check to guide with the knees, stay in the saddle, or fight with a combat-trained mount, controlling a mount in battle, or making a fast mount or dismount, as long as the belt's wearer is wearing medium, light, or no armor. Furthermore, the belt grants a +4 competence bonus on all ride checks, including ones made while the wearer is in heavy armor.
I think that sounds pretty good for Riz. I don't know. Do they really ever ride their horse though?
I mean, we might be if we're just taking the horse with us and not the Vardo.
Is it just horses, or is it undulates?
I think it's any riding animal.
I think it's just for riding checks.
It's just riding checks. It does not specify that it has to be horses.
Yeah, but
It just has
a lot of
horses on
that
it.
does not apply to Petra. A little bit does, but a lot of it applies to Riz and does not apply
Yeah.
to Petra.
And besides, I'm
All
wearing
right.
a belt of physical perfection +2, so...
Oh.
What a way to say. I have a perfect, amazing belt.
So yeah,
I'll take
Hummel
it.
voice.
Really good.
I was just trying to like mentally transmit to Kyle to do Hummel voice. Yeah, you are.
No, I can't.
Hummel's
Hummel is seizing in my apiary.
Sorry. Continuing down the list, for the potion, I got a 25.
Success, you had as a potion of aid.
All right. Next for the first scroll.
What is aid, anyways? Just
Sure.
out of curiosity, I don't know.
Aid
what
is
it
Aid's a spell that clerics can cast. It grants a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and saves versus fear effects. Plus, it also grants temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus the caster level. This one is going to be 2. So 1d8 plus 2 temp HP, +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and saves versus fear effects, and it would last for 2 minutes.
That might be good for Archie, because he's the one who always gets the fear effect.
That's an interesting idea. I never thought about giving it to Archie.
Just hook it
yeah,
up to
sure.
one of the tubes.
Yeah, that's probably what it would be. So first scroll, I got a 32.
Nice.
All right, that is a scroll of spell turning.
Second scroll, I got an 18 this time. Oof, that was a 2.
Okay, not good enough.
All right, so is this staff magical? I
Yes,
assume so. All right,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Then that is a 24 from Lovette.
not good enough.
My turn.
Oh my god.
22. Kurla.
Oof.
Nope.
Alright. That is a
Hey.
31 from
Yeah.
Kurla. Yay!
21. All right, Kurla. This is a Staff of Charming.
Ooh.
A Staff of Charming is a staff made of twisted wood, ornamentally shaped and carved, and holds the following spells: Charm Person and Charm Monster. Charm Person costs 1 charge. Charm Monster costs 2 charges.
Oh, look at that gold.
I know.
Right?
Right.
Fuck it. Let's sell it.
That's
All
nice
right.
gold.
The
For the
first
podcast,
wand.
that's 17,600 gold pieces.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, this is an item value. Yeah.
The first wand, Lovette got a 27.
For success, that is a Wand of Entangle.
For the second wand, that is a 32.
That is a Wand of Nature's Ally too.
Is the dust magical?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, okay.
So I assume this is like ash dust, not like lint dust.
It's cocaine.
It looks like a white powder, actually.
Oh my god.
Could be powdered muse, you never know.
I got a 27 to identify it.
27. It is Dust of Disappearance.
That definitely sounds like cocaine if I ever heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Are the holy symbols or the painting or any of the loot items? Oh, sorry, there's another wand, isn't there? All right.
Yep.
Let's do that first. 35.
35. Successful. That is a Wand of Bless.
I don't know, any of the loot items magical?
The loot items are not magical.
Can I identify the painting, just for giggles?
Yeah, you can make appraise checks on them.
Yes,
I'd like
please.
to appraise them.
Yes, please.
Different show.
Different show.
Dead show.
Good show.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna do the holy symbols first, because it says they're platinum. So 30.
Yep, they're worth 500 gold.
Okay. Alright. And then the painting.
All right,
36.
the painting is Sure. It is a painting of a queen, and you think it's worth about 1,500 gold.
Nice.
There's a lute and some gems.
Loot time.
All right.
41.
That lute is a masterwork dark wood lute. It is worth 300 gold.
We can sell this to Biff.
I was gonna say, well, first of all, Biff already has an amazing
He does.
thing, probably.
And I think actually I wouldn't mind the loot if that would be. I don't know how we
Ooh.
divvy these up.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh,
Various
that's all
gems.
discussed. All right,
43.
so various gems. 43. You go through and you find a whole lot of different kinds of gems of various cuts and qualities, but you believe that all together they're worth 2,345 gold.
Oh, beautiful.
So the only things left to identify are the bracers and some splint mail.
Sounds like we're gonna have to spend money to make money.
So anyone in the party has identify as a spell, you can cast that and try again.
That's not even in my spell list.
I don't think.
Nope.
In that case, you can always go to a town and pay to have it identified.
Yeah,
like
I was going to ask, how much would that cost us?
I could trade fortune.
100, right?
100. It's 100 gold
It's not too bad for where we're at. Per item?
per item. Correct.
Okay, so that would be 200 gold in total then.
Still, it's gonna be like 1,000 probably. At
Right,
least
yeah.
for whatever it is.
At least 1,000 piece, so it would be like easily. I mean, we'll definitely profit. So, did we fail any of the appraise checks? Doesn't look like it.
Nope. All the appraisals
those
are good.
crazy.
So, all right. So at that point, I can take the money here and throw it into the party loot. I believe I can do that.
I'm gonna take the Dust of Disappearance.
Nice. What, your sneak isn't good enough for you? You gotta add more to it?
Hey, I'm all about having all those reagents and stuff.
And I'm safe to take the spectacles. We definitely don't want to sell those. They're only 3,000 Gs.
Yes, you can take those.
Those are criminally underpriced. Jesus Christ.
May I take the loot? And do you all want me to buy out your shares of it, or
What?
No,
the
no,
loot?
no.
Sorry, the instrument. May I take the musical
Yeah,
instrument?
oh,
and-
yeah,
that
you
loot.
Go ahead.
Just take it. Yeah. No, just take it.
I was like, can you just take the loot?
Losing the loot. Sorry, yeah, the instrument.
Yes.
It's like pretty sneaky, sis.
Thank you. Also, Beardy,
Mm-hmm.
the painting of a queen. Is there
Yes.
a knowledge check that would identify of which queen this is a painting?
Yes. Knowledge history or nobility. I'll take either.
Ooh, I got that.
Give me 1 sec. So Kurla is staring away at this painting of a queen, trying to recognize said queen. That is a nat 1, so an 8 from Kurla.
You do not recognize this historical figure.
Petra
Nice.
looks
Can I try?
looking at it well.
Oh, you go first.
And
Mm-hmm.
he will try. And that is a 19.
You do not recognize this noble figure.
Aw.
My
Are you looking
turn.
at the wheel?
26.
All right, you recognize this figure
Somehow.
Yeah, it is a somewhat famous Codranian queen riding a chariot. She was one of the first one of the first leaders to rise up against the Protean yoke after the Deadlands disaster.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Sorry, which
Oh.
nation did you say?
Kodre.
Ah, that's okay. I was pronouncing it Kudre in my head. Sorry, Kodre. Thank you.
That's fine.
Kudere.
No.
You can pronounce it however you like.
Makes you sound like you're saying cooter. Stop it.
Kodre.
Oh my.
All right.
Oh, man. So, can we just... If everyone has what they want, can we just put that in the party loot in general?
Yes.
Yeah, you could go ahead and try to do that if you'd like.
I don't think we can.
Okay.
So,
Because it'll only go to me if I select something with the diamond.
Gotcha. So if you take it into your inventory, can you then transfer it to the party loot?
Okay. Alright.
Well, the only reason I said that is because I literally have no ability to do that. I cannot.
Oh.
I don't have an inventory to take these into, so I actually cannot loot them like that.
God.
I don't think we need any of the
5
ones.
AC from shield.
I think we might want the scrolls though. They feel like they're probably more worth in function than they are in coin.
I'm gonna keep one of the Bella symbols if that's okay.
That's a great idea.
Alright, so where to next? Or are we all done with this?
Back to the
Back to
Holy
Phil,
City, I
right?
believe.
Do we want the Holy City? If we're just going to sell all this stuff, maybe it'd be better to go to Hartenshin since it's a bigger city.
My horse is in.
Alright,
Yeah.
of course. Okay, well then yeah. Lovette will go bust out another teleport pad, gather everyone close, wall up Archie for the moment.
I miss him so much.
Who is
but I don't. Shut up.
Who is laden with a bunch of the weapons and armor from...
Here,
Yes.
hold this.
He's got an inventory to put things in. We haven't really discussed it, but I do like to think that he has like a compartment he opens up in his chest.
It's just swelling, just...
I mean,
okay,
he
close
can
it.
carry a lot.
You're right
But-
there, Archie. That looks like rather a lot for you.
Nah, fuck it. We can... I want money.
Alright, come on everybody.
Okay.
I can manage this load.
This is like straight up, like maybe a 1/10 of his light load. It's insane.
I get that as a player, but you know, as a character, poor Archie.
Yeah. So if we total up the party loots carrying yes, 165 pounds on top of what he's already carrying is still nothing. Yeah, he's easily able to carry this with no problem at all.
Are you weighed down by all those clothes, Kurla? Are you sure you're going to make it?
Well, pardon me for expressing a little bit of concern about your friend there.
I trust him.
Perish the thought.
I respect Archie. I trust him. He can carry this.
I appreciate your concern, Kurla. You are a good friend.
Okay.
Thank you, Archie.
Alright, well, time to ball him up and teleport.
Okay. Let me add in the money here. So, boom, boom, boom.
Ooh, wonderful. Okay, so I was gonna go into the park at Hartenshin, or sorry, in Holy City again.
Okay.
It's not a good roll.
Nope, that is not a good roll.
90.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
But we're very
You're
familiar,
very
with
familiar.
it, so it's on target.
Is at least
Yeah.
studied carefully.
At least.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I guess you've been to the park a couple of times. So that
We
will
were
succeed.
literally just there yesterday.
All right. So the group is whisked away back to the Holy City, and you have arrived in the park. There on the either in the Eden Park in the northern part of the Temple District, or in the park on the east side of town. One or the other. I don't really
The
care
Eden
which one you
Park is
choose.
the one I was jumping to. Because I think
Okay.
that's what Lovette's more familiar with.
So good to be here again.
You really like the city, huh?
Yes, I do.
I suppose it's kind of your shtick.
Well, yes, it fills me with happiness. Being around people who are like-minded to me in many different ways.
Yes, extremely fantastic. Let's head over to the market district and get this stuff sold, so we can head out of here.
Alright, go on. You are... I am probably best haggler, aren't I?
Yes.
No, I'm not sure about that.
Haggling's a diplomacy skill?
Yes. I believe so.
Okay,
I
I just
guess,
wanted to check.
Oh,
I would think so.
well, I actually made it a praise.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, plus 24, baby! I'm ready for this! Hell
Okay, well,
yeah!
then you're better at it, yeah. I had no idea that haggling
Wait,
was a
it's a
praise.
praise?
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it
Yeah.
was diplomacy.
Yeah, I figured it was diplomacy. I would have put more
technically
points
it's
into a
diplomacy,
praise.
but I made it a praise because a praise is otherwise kind of a junky skill.
I kind of wish I had known that earlier. I would have put more points into a praise.
So, it's I take it as a opposed appraise check, basically, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's if you're trying to haggle the prices. Usually, you just get 50%.
You know I'm gonna fucking haggle, bitch. I'm a fucking cheapskate.
Okay, so if you wouldn't mind, sell your gear to the magical gear to the adventuring store, just to make it easier to have it all in one place.
Okay.
So, if you would like to try to haggle, go for it.
Yeah, how many?
Oh, just one. It's
Just one?
a store modifier.
Okay.
The prices are by store.
Let's go. Come on. 29.
Okay, it's a pretty garbage roll for you.
Yeah!
But still 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is still 29. But this is also like a high-end venturing store in a major city, so. Alright, you attempt to haggle, but the store owner is very much not having any of it. So, the price remains 50%.
Fine. I don't think I can double haggle, right?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't risk it. You could make it worse.
Alright. I'll accept and sell whatever normally.
Okay.
Can he identify those bracers?
Well,
Maybe
we're not
smooth
selling those yet. We're going to identify those.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I can-
yeah. While we're there.
Yeah, you
we're-
can identify things here, yes. 100 gold apiece.
Okay. Riz looks at Lovette.
I mean, we could just take the 200 gold out of what we're getting from this loot, but sure, I'll front it.
Well, I mean, there's also party loot as well.
That's true.
Yeah, just
Just
take
take
2,000 party
200.
loot.
Just take 200 out of the party loot.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Okay, so the shop owner will break out some equipment, cast Identify on your items, and will identify the two things. The one is a +2 splint mail, and the other one is a Bracers of Armor +4.
Oh shit!
Can you describe these also? Are these...
What they look like physically?
Yeah.
Sure. So they're leather, but they're colored like gray and gold. And when worn, they actually, instead of looking like leather, they look like metal. But yet they still somehow flex and bend easily. They don't impede the user at all.
Yeah.
Riz just lifts up their own. It is like this, but a little worse.
Frankly, I don't think that they're necessary because, I mean, I was thinking Archie could technically wear those, but I have mage armor, and it's such a low level slot that I can mage armor, give that same +4 bonus to anybody who doesn't currently have one, and it will last all day, so I can do it at the beginning of any like dungeon or anything. So I think that those are probably worth more in money.
Perhaps.
Right now, I have +1 full plate, and
But it doesn't
braces-
stack.
Yeah, but he would get the +4 then,
Oh.
instead.
No,
Right?
the full plate. Well, the full plate is included in that.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't combine these with armor. These are worn
Gotcha.
instead of armor.
Gotcha.
That's why Riz
okay.
has them on.
Never mind.
So they're typically reserved for like magic users, like clothwear kinds of people. They would wear bracers of armor because it would be a way they could do that without encumbering themselves or incurring spell failure chance.
Okay.
If it were more than +4, it'd be worthwhile, but +4 is what mage armor gives me, so there's not really any use for them in my eyes.
With me.
Yeah, I'm fine with selling them. And what's the other one?
Yep.
The other one's a +2 splint mail.
Okay.
Potion of Aid might be useful.
Yes. I think
Scroll of
that-
Dismissal would be good.
Pretty much. Yeah, he does get scared a lot. Actually, I'm gonna give it to Lovette to administer to Archie, because if he's already affected by the fear, then she will be able to use it. He will not.
Okay.
Unless you can build a contraption on like the way to the Kentao that you can activate with your Pip-Boy.
Basically, he is a Pip-Boy.
But could you do that, do you think? Do you think you could make a mechanism that would activate Beardy? Do you think that that'd be a potential?
Like a remote potion administration device, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like onto Archie?
Is that something I could plausibly craft?
Given enough time and material, yeah.
What kind of time frame would I be looking at for that?
You'll have to give me some time to figure that one out.
That's fair. Alright. Because I definitely have the skills for it, I would think. Do we know what level that scroll is at?
Excuse me? We could go into a rift into another plane? There's a 2% chance that both casters will go into a rift.
You know what? Let's just fucking sell it, because you and I both know that that's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Get this fucking thing off of our hands before it kills us.
Anyone else want anything?
Not as far as I know.
No, everything else seems good.
Kurla, did you say you want the painting of a queen?
Part of me thinks that we should keep it in case we ever end up in Cordray? I can't...
Where is that?
Yeah,
One
where
more
is
time,
that?
Beardy? It's east. West, sorry, it's west. Towards Burgos, it's just northwest of Burgos, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's near the land bridge.
Would you
I
all
don't
like to
think
see
that-
what it looks like?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, give me a moment. I've just pulled it up. Just need to add it into the game.
I mean, is the
Not
value
sure
of it
that-
the value, or is there the possibility of bluffing its value up to some, Kudrayan art
Well,
enthusiast?
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
the question.
And-
Keep it preserved that long.
That is what it looks like. Points to anyone who recognizes the figure. Correct.
Yes, that's the one I was going for. Could not
Yep.
remember. Thank you.
Yep.
It's weird. The name jumped in my head so quickly, I was like, that can't be right.
Yep.
I was like, no, that's Boudica.
Yep.
what
So.
the fuck is that?
Historically, it works.
she's
If
a
you're beating
badass.
back the Romans, the Proteans.
Yeah, exactly.
Nicely
You're welcome.
I don't think that we could keep painting preserved with all our adventuring long enough for it to increase in worth.
done.
I mean,
didn't
put
think
it in
like that.
the-
Is it?
Maleferon Temple and looks pretty.
You're
What?
right, though. Thing that the Hive likes the most is nobility.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, it is a painting about like resisting power. I was like, actually,
Yeah.
it kind of suits them. But yeah, I guess you
People
also make a
band
good point.
together and rise up.
I mean, there's two ways to look at every story, right?
There's only one way, and it's my way.
Oh God.
So, should we sell it? The other option is like if we want to, if it would have more worth somewhere else. But
Yeah, that was my thought. Is
Yeah.
it going to have?
Right.
Are we going to be able to bluff up its worth, or even have it actually have more worth in its country of origin?
I mean, that's always possible. You could possibly sell this to a collector in Kodre, and it would be worth quite a bit.
Okay, that was my thought.
Well,
Possibly. I mean, there's always the possibility of these things.
It's not like it carries that. It's not like it weighs all that much.
I mean, all right, yeah. I mean, and it only is worth 750 gold after selling, and that's split among the party. So I don't feel that strongly about it, but I honestly don't see this going the way you have it envisioned. I feel like we'll travel around a bunch and show up with this beat up painting, or maybe like we'll just kind of it won't be beat up, but we'll sell to somebody for the same amount somewhere down the line and be like, yeah, maybe we should have kept that.
Worth a shot.
I don't know.
yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
Sure. Why, yeah, for 750 gold split between the party, why not? I don't fucking care about that.
So we're keeping it then.
Yes.
Yes,
Awesome.
but we'll sell everything else, I guess.
All right, selling everything else in the party loot.
Aw.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and sell everything but the painting of a queen.
Mhm.
Here we go. All right, so that leaves you guys with 41,621 gold, 7 silver, 1 copper in the party loot.
Damn.
So would you like to divvy this among the party?
yes, please.
Yes, please.
Absolutely, please.
All right, one more.
Wow, you are so excited by this.
I need
I
money.
feel like Lovette would argue about having a bigger cut because she's been financing everything, but I, as a player, don't really feel like I don't care about money that much.
I feel like Riz would argue you down.
I look at Riz and Kurla. So you guys are participating in this cut then?
Yes, right. And Riz actually is going to give you the 200.
Yeah, I
They
put
took-
out my
Yeah,
hand.
they're going to give you the 200.
All right, and I put that in my coin purse.
All right, so go ahead and adjust your own monies accordingly.
Mhm.
All right, so the split is going to be
I was planning on
8,324 gold each. All right, so with that gold burning holes in your pockets, is there anything that you would like to purchase while you're here in the Holy City?
Vera's going to go to Risen, and is going to say, "So, do you know if there's any gods here in particular that are specifically against the undead?"
Against?
Yes.
ill preference?
Religion check, please.
So, as far as ones that hate the undead,
Mhm.
Eden doesn't really care for the undead, typically.
Is that it?
The light doesn't like the undead.
Okay.
Gregarion doesn't like the undead,
Okay.
just in general.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for the majors. The ones that like stand in like direct opposition to the undead, because Owen doesn't give a shit
Obviously.
about the undead.
Yeah.
And if you go to the miners, Terrace is actually very pro-undead. So, yeah.
So Eden and the light.
Well, you see, there is Eden, Light, Geigerrion. They don't like it. Do you want people who do like it?
No, that wouldn't help me at all.
I don't know what you want. I'm trying here. I need more information.
I need someone to bless a box that I can put the amulet in and store here, so it's protected from anything that's undead.
Protection? Geigerrion. Obviously.
Gregarion?
Yes. Dragon god. Blue and silver scales, very beautiful.
Is he a good god?
Yes.
Okay.
Good God.
Good god!
Alright, well... While everyone's getting ready, I'm going to go over to the Geigerrian temple.
Let me take you. Please.
Alright, do you know where it is?
Yes, I literally had a field trip when we got here, and Riz will just start taking you. But I went to every single one. By the way, fun place, Mephistopheles has a bookstore.
Oh, sure, I'm sure I'll check that out.
So, the two of them head off to the Geigerrian temple.
While all of this is happening, Kurla is in the adventuring store, humming and hawing over possibly swapping out their gear, because that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Sure thing. That's fine. All right. So Riz and Vera head over to the Temple of Geigerrian. It is a beautiful temple. It is honestly the building itself can be best described as shiny. Yeah,
Yeah, it's wonderful.
it is very large and grand in its style.
Ostentation.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of the thing around here. But for protection, Gregarion, real good pro at that.
Alright. And Vera's going to enter and kind of find whoever is kind of like in charge that she can talk to.
Sure. So as you approach, they're going to ask if you are here seeking protection. That's like the
Yes.
first question out of their mouths. Like, are you here seeking the protection of Geigerrion?
In a way, yes. In fact, in a
Ah.
very literal way, yes.
Oh, well then come with us. The shelter is this way.
Mora's
wait.
item.
I'm looking more for an enchantment or a blessing on a item.
Oh, this is no simple store. This is a sanctuary for those that need the protection of Geigerrion.
You people here can't bless things or use divine magic?
Of course we can use divine magic, but we are not here to simply sell our services to the highest bidder.
Just smiles from Riz behind you.
If
Well-
you're looking for something like that, the Temple of Shamish is across the way.
Well, this was a waste of time. Let's go.
And I'm going to back out and...
Can we trade services?
Wait, before you leave, it seems that you're unaware of how this place functions, so I will explain it to you in a more clear way.
I was so scared he was going to say in song.
No, God, I wish. Were I that talented. So, anyway, the Sanctuary Guard will continue. This is the Sanctuary of Geigerrion. We shield those who need protection. But Geigerrion is here to protect all of those that need it, if their cause is just. Perhaps your cause is just?
The most just.
Excellent. What is it?
The protection of a god.
I see. Tell me more.
Our temple was attacked. A few of our siblings were killed by undead. Lost souls? I don't know if you know what those are.
The guard nods.
I would like to have if possible, a box that holds a necklace that holds divine power, that holds the life energy of our god. And I need it protected from the undead.
I see. Come inside. I think that we can help you.
Riz is practically a golden retriever right now.
Vera will turn around again,
Mhm.
because like they were turning and walking and then just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Turn around and follow them in.
Hello again. it is me.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
So inside is what is essentially a lot like in a way like a shelter for those seeking asylum or aid. It's a lot of downtrodden people in here, as well as like worship spaces. In a lot of ways, it's like half community center, half church on the inside. And this guard will go and explain the situation to a cleric, who will approach and introduce themselves and say that they have never been asked to protect the life of another deity, but this is something that Geigerrion prides himself in the ability to protect others. So, if you would be willing to leave the item here, it would be protected, and they could guarantee its safety at all times.
Best god of protection. I mean, only god of protection, but still, best one.
And this is guaranteed?
You have our solemn oath that any item left here, particularly the life force of your god, if you leave it here, we will protect it.
Like, you can see that Vera is very hesitant.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll bring it over, but it better be protected. This is very important.
We take no vow more serious than the vow of protection.
Thank you.
It is simply us doing what is just.
Do you need any payment of any kind?
No. The payment is simply doing what needs to be done and what should be done.
All right, thank you.
And Vera's going to head back to the temple.
Riz makes a quick bow to all of them first before following you.
They return your bow.
And then they skitter off following you.
I want to believe that whenever you're inside the Temple of Geigerrian, there's just very faint, like, choral music in the distance at all times.
What kind of music?
Like choir music.
Oh, okay.
So
choral music, like the Great Barrier Reef.
The Great Barrier Reef!
The Great Barrier Rift.
So there is, like, faint music at all times.
Isn't it a lovely place? I'm so glad you got to see it.
Yeah, wonderful.
Like, you can still see that Vera's very nervous and unsettled by the fact that she's moving this item into another temple.
I can scry on it every night if that would bring you ease.
So...
Again?
Then please.
Okay, as long as we keep horse with me.
I mean, we're taking the horses, so yeah.
Good.
You could still get a new horse,
I don't need a new horse. It's a stupid horse, I agree.
The slow horse.
What?
Am I wrong?
No, it is slow, but not slow.
So, no, like, slow as in, it moves like molasses.
Irete.
Everete.
Riz takes a breath in and seems to be calming themselves.
What?
Don't talk about my horse.
Why not?
Because you make me angry when you talk about it.
It's a horse.
Stop.
Fine, whatever.
But do you want me to... I wouldn't do that.
So Vera's going to make her way over to the Maleferant Temple.
All right. The two of you head to the Maleferant Temple. Where's the rest of the party currently?
By this time, Kurla has just given up on swapping out anything in the adventuring store. They've just got really frustrated with the whole thing, and they have stomped their way toward Malifera's temple, and they're just hanging out on the opposite side of that street.
All right.
Petra will head off to the armor shop or would it be the adventure shop to add +2 to his heavy steel shield.
Okay. All right. In that case, they can slap that on there. I'll go ahead and subtract 4,000 gold from your inventory and make this into a +2 heavy steel shield.
Nice.
And here's a bonus of 2. All right. There you go. It is a +2 heavy shield.
AC at 25 now. Woo!
Yeah. You're getting closer to where you should be.
I mean, I was looking at the rings and the amulets, and I'm like, it's all 8,000. Hey, let's look at that shield.
All right. So that is that. Anything else?
Head off to the Maleferant Temple.
Cool. And Lovette?
I'm gonna buy a Scroll of Eagle Splendor, but I don't know I don't imagine you have that set up yet, so we can take care of it later.
It's actually super easy to do. Scroll infinite. All right, there you go.
And then I think I'm gonna be looking for Kurla.
Okay. You head back toward the Maleferant Temple eventually and find Kurla across the street, I'm guessing like solemnly smoking a cigar or cigarette or something.
No, they're just sort of leaning back against the wall, kind of just scowling under their hood.
Yeah, vaping.
Oh.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Next to a no trespassing sign, or no loitering sign.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
next to a loitering sign.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you, authority.
Now I'm going through the general store, seeing if there's anything smokable in there. Hold on, there.
So, do we probably make it all back by the time everyone else is already there, I'm guessing?
Yeah, you'd be the last ones to make it back.
Okay.
Well, there you are, Kurla. I have someone here who's been asking all day as I'm trying to shop, trying to get ready. Where's Kurla? When are we going to see Kurla? Are we going to be with Kurla soon? I hear they are began.
I just have to laugh at that, at the tone there.
Here we are.
So Archie's out then and wandering around?
Yes.
Okay. Kurla's gonna kind of smile up at Archie. Right, how are you doing there then, big guy?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing today?
Tad bit confused about the adventuring store, but aside from that I'm doing alright. And Lovette, thank you for that. How are you doing?
Stores can be tricky. I learned that they take money in exchange for goods or services.
That's correct, good job.
Does that help, Kurla?
It does. You're a few steps ahead of me, obviously.
I'm glad I
What are
could
you
be of help.
confused about? What are you confused about?
Just wondering if I should swap out a few items or not, a few bits of clothing, that kind of thing, before we head into more danger than we've been in. It doesn't matter. I'm good enough with what
I
I've
could
got.
give a look at these and perhaps I might be able to touch things up with some gizmos if you're okay with that.
Right, I'll give that some thought and I'll get back to you on that, thank you. But while we're on the subject of fixing things up, it's no nice way of asking this really, but that leg of yours.
Yes? Well, it works fine.
Right, I've not tried it before, but I've a mind that I might now be able to do something about that if you'd want it healed back to the way it was.
Thank you, but you're not the first. I'm appreciate that. How do I put this? This is a reminder of a big mistake that I made. A bunch of mistakes I made. So I don't really think I can get rid of it that easily until I've corrected my mistakes.
Alright, well, just let me know if and when that happens, and I can see what I can do for you, alright?
It's very generous, thank you.
Well, it is kind of why you're keeping me around, right?
No, that's not at all. Who else is Archie gonna talk to?
Kurla's gonna look genuinely confused at that.
I'm not going to separate Archie from his new friend.
Thank you. That actually means something to me, which I appreciate, so thank you.
Well, of course. Is everyone else ready to
I've no
go
idea.
soon?
I've not seen
not.
them. I don't know where they've been off to.
Yeah, actually, I'm fine with sitting around. Vera's got me all antsy now, but I don't. You saw how slowly that was moving. We need to plan.
Do seem to have a tendency to run into situations without thinking them through first. All of us, I'm saying, it might be an idea to actually sit down and think about things a little bit more carefully this time around.
Yes, like where we are going. How we are going to find this.
You don't know all that much about Kinto, I just know it's a very large place, so we can't exactly just jump in anywhere. I mean, we could, but it wouldn't end well.
Oh, I know quite a lot about it. Moira and I, we would collect all these romance scrolls, these novels. They were so, then with the pictures, they were really nice.
So about this point, Vera and Riz will kind of come around the corner as well on their way back.
Kurla will quickly hide the vape.
Okay. Sure.
Y'all started it.
Thank you.
That's good.
Perfect.
Yeah. And Vera's going to go right past everybody and is going into the temple and will emerge with a box.
Hello again. You're
Yes.
so fast.
And is going to continue back to Gregarion.
Okay.
Okay, so as Vera is exiting the temple with the box, Petra is also in the area, right?
Yes.
Where's Petra currently?
He has made it his way and is just outside of the Bardo with the group.
Okay, with the group as well. Okay, so then as Vera is stepping out of the temple with this box in hand, there is a bright flash of light and a thunderclap, and a bolt of lightning strikes down in the center of the street. And standing there is a person wearing nice, noble clothing.
Okay.
Kurla's going to go instantly for their blade. They're not going to pull it, but they are going to stick their hand on it.
Oh boy. Same smug motherfucker.
It's Alec!
Okay.
Alec.
So you see Alec appear in a flash of lightning in the center of the street there.
Ah!
He looks around. He's like, "Oh, good. I was on target. I was concerned that would have had another bit of a mishap. Hello,
What
all.
happens?
It's been a little while."
Who the fuck is this?
He's,
A friend.
it's complicated.
Aaron.
Aaron? Hello, Aaron.
Vera, come on.
Alec, actually.
Oh,
He
right.
takes a step closer, and he's going to take Riz's hand, gently raise it to his mouth, give it a kiss. And who do I have the pleasure of meeting today?
Riz just takes their hand back and steps back. Hello, my name is Risen. Do not touch me. Or my horse, especially not my horse.
I see, of course. I meant no disrespect. It's simply how my people greet those they meet for the first time.
Not everyone. So, I've got a weird question for you. What does this reason look like? Could you describe them?
Just curious.
I know it sounds weird.
Very stately noble. It's impolite to make physical judgments of a person like this the first time you've met them, and honestly, it's kind of an odd question to ask.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, it really isn't for me.
No.
Well,
We know what you're thinking anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
anyway, I'm glad I found you all. I received a very interesting message from our mutual friend.
From Soul?
And, yes, and I'm glad I located all of you so quickly.
Wait, what?
Huh.
From Sol?
Yes, I received an odd message from Soul. And, well, they asked
Are
me...
they okay?
Yes, they're fine. They asked me to find
Okay.
out something.
What?
Well, it has to do with you, Lovette.
Okay.
What did you do?
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, if I'm to understand the message correctly, you brought someone back?
Can I speak with you in private?
Sure, I suppose.
Secret
Alright, I'm gonna go walk over to an alley with Alec and have a quick private chat. Secret room chat.
Alright. Alec will follow you into an alleyway to be
I-
murdered.
I nod to my
Probably.
apiary.
I'll have Archie come with me just to be safe.
Before you go into the room, Cal, could you
Yeah.
say that?
I nod to my apiary and whisper when they're like out of earshot. Hey, Hummel, do you want to actually make yourself useful?
Buzz, buzz.
I motion my head towards the conversation.
Alright, in that case, Lovette, make a perception check.
Oh, because we all know I'm good at those.
Alright, so you lead...
Oh, hey, that was a 20.
Hey!
Alright, so you head over into an alleyway, and here we go. Alright, so in the nearby alley, Alex says, Soul told me that Marcus contacted them, and that can't be right, can it?
What else did they tell you?
Well, that they tried to communicate back with Marcus using the strings, and it didn't work. So, we're not
Then
sure
the-
who this person is claiming to be Marcus, but we're pretty sure it's not really Marcus.
Why did I come up in this?
That version of Marcus said that you brought them back.
Okay. Do you want what's best for Sol?
Of course I want what's best for Soul.
Then drop this.
Why?
If you want what's best for Sol, never ask about this again. I know. That's very hard for someone
Well,
like
this
you to do.
person is contacting Soul now.
Look, Malchus wasn't really ever Malchus to begin with. I mean, what difference does it make?
What do you mean? So you do know about this? They were hoping that this person, this thing that called itself Marcus, was just confused or it was some kind of deceit and just dropped your name. But you actually do know what this is about, don't you?
Drop it.
I can't do that.
Sol is going to get hurt if you don't.
Soul can take care of themselves, but they asked me very clearly to get to the bottom of this.
Well, I guess you taught me pretty well, because I'm a little hard or something to crack, but... I didn't mean to screw things up. This person isn't going to hurt anyone. I can assure you that.
Okay, so this Marcus is harmless. Fine.
But what else do you need to know?
Well,
What difference does it make?
because it's going around contacting Soul and acting like it's the real thing.
That's what Malchus did. That was all he had said was doesn't matter if I'm...
Right, but this one doesn't have the
was.
strings. This isn't Marcus. This is not the same being. And it's bothering them. Bothering them enough to contact me and find out what's actually happening.
I need to check up on something else.
I'm going to do a quick sending.
All right.
I'm going to send a message to Marcus. I'm doing my spell, so I've got a little typewriter.
Okay. So do I need to pull in Skrewy?
Yes, I guess we do need to pull in Skrewy.
All right, I'll be right back.
I didn't anticipate it this time.
Okay. Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
I need to take Skrewy.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, we'll miss you.
Aw.
Bye.
Okay. Hey, Skrewy.
Hi.
Hi, sorry, I'm getting my word counter ready.
We're wording something for you, but you're about to receive a sending spell.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay, I got my message ready. I'll go ahead and cast the spell.
Okay.
This is Lovette. Where are you currently? Did you find your family? Alec is looking for you. I do not know his intentions. Be careful.
Marcus would probably have made his way to Hartenshin by then. So I will... So 25 words.
Do you know the answers to those questions?
I would say... That's what I would say, is... hey, Lovette. I've made my way to Hartenshin. Still looking for them, for Telly.
That's it?
Oh, and... no, I don't know why Alec would be looking for me.
I'm not going to send another one.
Alright. Is that all you need Skrewy for?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright. Bye, Skrewy.
Sorry, this kind of turned out a little cumbersome. Alright.
Okay. And... Oh, boy. Do you have any way to detect scrying spells?
I don't know. I don't know what the normal methods might be. So I imagine probably not.
Okay. In that case, we're being scryed on, so hold on. Alright. So you're being scryed on. But you don't know that.
Yeah.
But that's why I added
No.
a person to the room.
I understand.
Well?
If I explain what happened, can you at least promise you will not go looking for him?
That depends. It better be a good explanation.
What qualifies as a good explanation?
One that excuses what I think you've done?
Malchus left a broken family behind. I was just trying to fix it. I didn't want to disturb Sol. I didn't really think that he was going to drag Sol into this, but I can understand why he did. And in his shoes, I wouldn't blame him. I wasn't actually sure if they were going to register him as the same person or not, but he's not going to harm anyone. He's not going to... I don't think he's going to harm anyone. And if he does, I'll stop him.
Lovette, I have a very, very simple question for you. What gives you the right to play God here?
What gives any of the gods?
Because they're the actual gods, alright? They're the ones with the actual power and the actual responsibility here. You just, wound up a toy and set it off to what? To try to make right what you think you fucked up? That wasn't your fuck up. Marcus sacrificed himself.
I'm just going to walk past him back out to the group.
Alright, he follows.
And Lovette's like rubbing her eyes
Hold
as she's
on.
walking back to the group.
So to set the scene, the rest of you are out in the in the main street there. So Lovette will come out of the alleyway, and behind her is Alec, just like laying into her verbally.
Alright, enough!
And you really think that gives you the right to do that?
No, I wasn't sure. I don't know. It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. But you did it anyway because you thought that you were going to fix everything by... Really? I mean, this is irresponsible even for you.
What's going on?
Well, I believe Eric
We're getting the fuck out of here. That's what we're
is
doing.
going to fill us in, actually.
No.
Riz, whose eyes were glowing a moment ago, looks at him. Tell us what is happening.
Look, I can show you. Alright?
Okay, what is it?
It doesn't matter to you. It's not going to mean anything to you.
If it affects
Any
all
of
of
you.
us, then we have a right to know.
It doesn't affect any of you. It was my choice to make. Alright?
Petra will go and kneel down to Lovette, and he'll look straight in her eye and say,
Well, she's not going to make eye contact with anyone.
"Hey, did you hurt anybody?"
No. I don't know.
Then I trust you.
Probably so.
It's a character flaw. What can I say?
Is someone going to explain to me what the fuck just happened, or what?
Is someone going to explain to me who the fuck this person is? And
I
Kurla's
don't
gonna
know who this is.
just point at Alec. Also, while we're on the topic, why the fuck you appear like that?
He turns and sees Kurla for the first time. I'm sorry, I didn't notice you before. He takes a step forward, takes your hand.
You keep your fucking distance and don't you lay a fucking finger on me.
Well, my apologies. It's not often that one sees such an angelic being.
Don't even fucking go there, sunshine. Just explain who and what you're about and then get out of here.
Oh, my name's Alec. I'm an old friend of Sol, Lovette, Vera, and, Petravian as well.
Aw, thank you.
It's a well thought.
Alright, then why are you here?
I was sent here by Sol, actually.
Really?
By Soul.
It's close to our business.
Sol
Isn't
had...
that the person you have a statue of?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool. They're real?
Yeah.
Yes, they're very real.
Alive.
They asked me to come here and find out something, and I did. I'm not exactly happy to find out what I did, if I'm being honest.
Nobody really fucking asked you.
So what was so important that Soul wanted you over here?
I think that's Lovette's question to answer.
I turn my head to Lovette.
I guess I can explain this. You guys mind making one more trip?
One more trip
Yes.
to...
Well, the day. It would be easier to just show you.
I look at the box I'm carrying.
Oh. How big of a box is it?
It's like a medium-sized chest, so kind of about the size of the apiary.
We can take care of that first.
Alright, I'll be back.
Let's do that first. It is more
I'm
important.
not in a fucking hurry, please.
Agreed. I'll be back. No one move or something. I don't give a shit.
I will see you later, Lightning Man. You are weird. Come on, Vera.
And before Alec leaves, Petra would like to have a quick word with him, if possible.
Hi
Okay.
there, Petra.
Yeah.
How's things?
Well, mostly good, but can you pull me over to?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a
in fact,
private thing. Okay, I'm sorry.
Gonna be
Yes.
a beat. And Lovette's gonna walk off while you guys are talking, go to a library real quick.
Okay.
Pretty mad. Storm off more like.
Come on, Archie.
All right.
Hey, so you said you've been in contact with Soul.
It's true, I have. They contact me somewhat frequently.
Did they seem off?
No. I mean, upset, for sure, but not off. I mean, if what I was told was true, then I think they have every right to be upset. And now that I've talked to Lovette, I'm pretty upset myself, if I'm being honest.
But this happened recently. This didn't happen a while
Yeah, it was
ago.
yesterday.
Well, they were in contact with me once, and they asked me a very odd question, but what concerns me is it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. It was more like I was there. Soul was cruel. I'd never seen them that way. They claimed that I was theirs.
It's an odd thing to say. And this was in a dream?
Yeah. They contacted me before the dream, asking me to build a religion to them, gather followers to them. And then in the dream, they seemed very perturbed, almost angry that I hadn't done it yet.
I see. That's odd. I've never had Soul appear in a dream like that before. I mean, they usually contact through the strings, or at the very least a sending spell. And you said they were acting unusual?
Yes. They said I need to end this path for family and friendship, that I was theirs, that I needed to get on with my job, essentially.
I see. That's troubling. I'll talk to them on your behalf, okay?
Thank you.
Of course. What are friends for?
Very
So
interesting.
how have things been otherwise? I mean, I apologize. I haven't really been around enough.
That's
over
okay.
the last, ever since
5
that day.
years-ish? It has been a wild 5 years, hasn't it?
It's been something, that's for sure.
Little flashy entrance for you, though. Normally you just pop out of nowhere.
It was, it's just a quick teleport spell, that's all.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for talking to Soul for me. I mean, I can't get a hold of them. They only contact me, so I don't know how to contact them.
I see. Well, I'll let them know that they should drop a line to you.
Thank you. Let's
Of course.
get back to the group. Maybe Lovette's back by now.
Alec will nod.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Hi.
It's good to be back. How is everyone?
Doing good.
I think
Oh,
Grem
boy.
is emotionally destroyed. Just a little.
Un
petit peu.
Mine says le petit.
I'm pretty sad.
It's an amazing line. It's one of my favorite lines from all of season 1.
By the way, do you want a stealth check from Hummel?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, I do.
So you do see Hummel then.
Yeah,
I was like,
that would
oh,
be a
all I
fail.
have to do is roll above a 3. Of course I fucking don't.
you?
3 is the number I roll constantly.
Well, that's lovely. Does that...
Well, but
Does that include the size modifier?
No.
Or is that for Hummel being in Vera's body?
that's the one for Hummel being in Vera's body.
Okay, then it's gonna have like a +4 on top of that. Actually, it might be a +8.
And also, there are bees everywhere.
I mean, we're near the temple.
You are
so
near the
yeah,
Liquor
that makes
Temple.
sense.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna give it a +4 for size, so that will pass.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh boy.
Of course, we'll probably find out what's up anyway, so doesn't really matter.
Yo.
All right, so what are we doing?
Well, we headed off to the temple, so I don't know about everyone else.
Kurla
Alright.
is going to be staring daggers at Alec, kind of formulating their next thoughts, and is eventually going to say, "Do you always appear and disappear like that?"
Well, not always. I was just sort of in a rush. That's all.
Usually they're a little bit more stealthy.
Well, when I need to be subtle, I am, but I was, like I said, in a rush. Soul asked me to come out here right away, so
So how did you do it then?
it's a teleport spell. That's all. Have you ever? I'm sorry.
Whom do you serve?
I serve my queen, Matilda. And you can't tell from my charming accent?
And what god is pulling your strings?
No gods are pulling my strings.
Oh, I find that very hard to believe.
You report to book though.
Not a god. No, not a god.
Petravian is like, what god?
Oh my god.
What be his god?
Oh, okay. Sorry, tangent. I was editing and we were talking about primal gods. Risen said, "Does anyone know about primal gods?" And Petravian's like, "I know about Eden." And I love that line so much.
I'm glad I gave you a chuckle.
You did. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Alec will turn. We'll continue with Kurla and say, "Well, I'm a queensman. Are you familiar with that?"
Is that supposed to impress me or something? No.
Well, no. I'm trying to explain that I don't serve a god.
Right, so explain then.
It's magic.
No, the Queen's men thing, you Sassenach bastard. Sorry, I'll do that again. I can't say Sassenach, no one will.
Why not?
No, the
That's some
Queen's...
sort of-
It's a slur the Gaelics use against the English, and I, an Englishman, can't possibly use a Gaelic slur against an English character. It's just not going to work.
I mean, I understood that term.
But
I'm
a
a
new
dork.
one for me. I'm really happy to find that out today. Thank you.
It's just... I'll alienate the Celtic listeners. No, the Queensmen, you daft git.
Oh, we're an organization that serves the Queen of Daraham. She imparts some of her power, and you become a Queensman. And well, you can do things like cast spells. The proper term would be sorcerer, I suppose.
Kurla's just going to roll there and just... They're done with this guy.
Is
Don't
that
worry.
not a reasonable explanation?
No, you're fine. They're not indeed.
Well, neither am I, so I think we have that in common. So, what brings you around here? Kurla, you said?
Do I look like I want to make small talk with you?
What if I want to make small talk with you?
Oh my god, you're not used to hearing the word no, are you?
I mean, if I'm being honest, not very often.
Here it is, Sonny Jim, the word no.
I mean, look at him. He's
Respect it.
Well, sure. So how did you get to know all these people?
Fucking Alec!
I will warn you one more time. Stop talking to me. I am not interested in conversing with you further.
It seemed like you got up on the wrong side of the bed. Are you this hostile with everyone?
Only fuckers like you who appear in bursts of fucking lightning and thunder.
Would you rather I appear in a burst of bubbles? I mean, I could try that next time.
I'd rather you not be here at all, you little gobshite. Are you deliberately trying to antagonise me?
I'm really just not sure what your problem is, if I'm being honest.
Right now, my problem is you not minding your fucking tongue. Back off.
So, Petra, is this person always this incredibly hostile to everyone? And if so, why are you traveling with them?
Right now, I'm travelling with them to keep them alive, alright? It's none of your business.
You understand I'm their friend, right? Like, we're all on the same side here, and I have no idea why you're being outwardly antagonistic toward me.
Kurla's going to take a series of deep, deep breaths.
I mean, you think, like, you meet a person, they immediately compliment you, and the first thing that you get from them is anger and threats?
Petra's having a really out-of-body moment. So just saying, shit, was I like this?
I have a thing about thunder and lightning, alright?
Well, I'm sorry if I startled you.
Sass!
It was not my intention to startle you if that's what happened. I apologize sincerely. May I start over?
I love this.
You can try, certainly.
He holds out a hand. My name is Alec. I serve the Queen of Daraham.
Kurla's not going to take the hand. They're just not. Fine, right, and you say you're a friend of these lot?
Of course. I've helped them with a few things over the years.
Right then.
So, how did you all meet?
Kurla's just not going to answer.
Well, we happened upon each other along the road down to frozen wasteland to the south.
All right. Well, and is that also where you met the other enchanting traveler with you now as well?
Yes, actually. At first, it was sort of a for-hire thing, but I'd like to think that they are friends now, and I'd like for them to just continue on with us.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Kurla here's, well, they've kept me alive more than once.
Oh, well, thank you, Kurla. I'm glad you kept this one alive.
Despite his best efforts to the contrary.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Okay, the chest, it was sitting right there. I mean, it begged to be open. What do you want me to do?
When you were a child, did you ever burn your hands because you looked at the fire and thought, ooh, that looks fun and warm, I'm just going to stick my hands right in there?
Well, not in so many words.
Love that man so much. You play with my heartstrings, Beardy.
You know, despite your best efforts, Kurla, I'm taking a shine to you.
Oh, I'm so honored by that.
I hate him so fucking much.
How is the queen, by the way?
Matilda's fine. She's, about the same. I think 5 years for her is about a blink of the eye for anyone else. So she's about exactly the same as you saw her last.
Not gonna ask about the dogs.
Oh, go on.
No!
You know you want to. Go on.
Do you think there's a way that I could be able to pet her schnookums?
I love recurring characters.
Like Detlef.
Like Detlef. Oh. Yeah, because meanwhile...
Speaking of which, I did go to the library.
Yeah. Meanwhile...
Oh my god,
yes!
Is Detlef at the friggin' shrine?
So, Lovette heads into the library.
That's what weird.
I need books on the Kindle Paladin well. I need books on Kindle Empire, and I need them quickly.
Oh, hello there! I barely saw you come in. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm sure you did.
I was working on this stack of things over here, and I didn't hear the door.
Look, buddy, I don't have the patience. I've gone to libraries twice this size before. I don't have the time.
Well, all right. You said you're looking for books on the Kinsao Empire?
Of course. Yes. You held it. Good. Let's go.
All right. Well, we have a section over here. Right this way.
All right.
So, the librarian will lead you across to the other side of the area to a small wing that's really more just like 2 shelves. It's not much, but it's all we have here.
Really?
Those Kintao really keep to themselves.
I have to do. That'll be all. Thank you, I guess.
Oh, you sure?
Thank you.
I mean, I could help you go through some of these, or search some other parts of the library for you, or, well, even if you just wanted to have a conversation.
Not right now, thank you.
Oh, huh? All right, then. If you need anything, I'll just be over here.
I know.
What's, good talking to you.
Yup, it sure was. Okay, well, dude.
Alright, so I want to find out. We don't really. We're our guess of where to jump next is somewhere in the largest country in the world, so I'm going to try and narrow that down and see if there's any information on where these spells were created, or, like, if they were made, for example, by priesthood, then maybe just a major holy city or something if I can't get that detail of information.
Okay, so you search around, and I will tell you right off the bat, there is no information about the Kintao Mega Spell, at least about its history. There are some accounts of the Kintao Mega Spell going off in the distance,
Right.
but everyone that would have been there to see it is dead.
Right.
So there's not a lot of information about it because the Kintao don't really share their histories with outsiders.
Mm-hmm. Any information on where, like, military centers or head of government places?
Nope. Don't even know where cities are in there.
Like, any chance I could have learned that before and that I could make a history check for that?
No, I mean, like, none of these books have that information.
Right.
So you can search through, and there's not really a whole lot of information whatsoever about where things are in there and how anything works. I mean, there's a couple books, like all the books in here are either about specific Kintao people that traveled out into everyone else's lands, basically, like travelers from their side outward, speaking their strange tongue, dressed in strange clothes, using strange weaponry and magic. And then there is a couple kind of unbelievable fairy tale style stories about people going into their lands and having these wild, crazy adventures that couldn't possibly have ever happened.
Mm-hmm. Do those mention any locations?
Yes, but there's nothing on like a map. Just like they went to a specific city and then ate this specific food and went on this crazy adventure, and like they all sound like tall tales to the point where you can't possibly believe there's any truth to any of them.
Do I have any geographical map knowledge of the Empire, or is there any pictures, any visual maps, just for like, so I don't fucking jump into a mountain or something?
So a lot of the Obador maps actually just stop at the at the walls, at what are called the greater and lesser walls and the Bastion Mountains. So if I was to pull the Obador map here for a second, most people's maps of Obador don't actually look like this. They actually stop just east of Ville, practically. Mm-hmm. So they stop at the Bastion Mountains, Greater Wall, Lesser Wall, and just all the landmass beyond that is just left like it just says Kintao Empire, and there's just nothing there that's known. So as far as like the shape of the land or what's in there is kind of unknown.
What about like right on this side of the wall? That's not going to help us. That's a wall. What's the fucking point of that? Okay. Well, it's just going through these books, getting increasingly frustrated.
Yeah, it's really weird. There's just not a whole lot of information that is disseminated out of that place over time.
Okay, Clay, fine, whatever. Fucking useless.
Are you sure there's nothing you're looking for in particular?
Maybe I could help you find something? Anything specific? I mean, I've read all these myself, too.
No, it's not here.
Oh, maybe I could help. Maybe I read something that we don't have anymore.
Maybe someone stole it.
Unless you have, like, a photographic memory of a map of the Kintao Empire, I don't think that's going to help.
Well, I do have a photographic memory.
Of course you do. Okay, well, I don't know. That doesn't actually help me, I guess. I don't have the map in front of me to ask questions.
Oh, do you need a map? I have maps. They're over in the map section.
Yeah, alright, let's find a map.
Alright, it's right over this way. Come on.
This fucking guy.
I love that map so
Follow
much.
to the maps.
He leads you across the other side of the library, and there's a large table with maps all over it. He takes a big one out that's like 6 feet wide, and he rolls it out. It's this big, giant vellum map, and it is like hand painted. It's beautiful, and it's all of Obador, and it has what would I would consider an artist interpretation of the Kintao Empire on it.
Any large sections of flatland?
Mm-hmm. Most of it's large sections of flatland.
That will probably have to do.
From the accounts that we know, they grow food in these wide plains that they flood, and then they grow rice there.
What is the food? Alright, that's very interesting, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And their clothes are kind of strange, too.
That's not a nice thing to say.
Well, strange is, I guess, maybe a more of a judgmental term than I meant, so they're just exotic, I suppose. Different than Vil, for sure. Makes me think that their weather isn't as extreme or cold in the winter.
Yeah, like it's bloody cold, yeah.
Is there any cities on this map?
No. Just some geological, like, some mountain ranges in certain places, deserts, plains, things like that.
You don't happen to know
jungles.
Cities in this empire, do you?
No one really knows where any of these cities are.
Well, somebody knows.
Well, I suppose you'd have to go across the wall to find out, though, huh?
I guess so. That's what I have to do.
Mm-hmm. People don't really make it over there very easy. They're pretty secretive.
They don't really do things that are easy anymore.
So, why are you heading over there anyway? Just awful curious about them?
Just, stopping the end of the world. Anyway, thank you.
The end of the world?
I'm gonna get going.
And I'll just kind of hop down, head out.
Wait, hey! What do you mean the end of the world?
I'm sorry, I don't have time to explain. I gotta go.
Oh, golly. He goes back behind the help desk there, and just puts his finger on his chin. The end of the world. Oh dear.
That's been the best dialogue interaction so far.
Oh boy.
I want so badly to invite him to come with us.
Oh god. He can be your next character then, because Kurla would not survive that.
Yeah.
Alright, so Lovette, you leave the library.
Yeah, I'll go back to the temple, wait for Vera to get back.
Alright.
If Alec is still there.
Oh, Alec's waiting for you to explain yourself.
What the fuck are you doing here?
The same thing I was here to do
before. I told you to get out of here. Mm-hmm.
So, until you're going to come clean about things, I'm not going anywhere.
I feel like I owe you something.
I'm gonna bust out my crossbow.
Just a question. Since Lovette spent all that time in the library around the same time that we went to the temple, can we do that first so that
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
timeline coincides correctly?
Yeah, of course. Sorry. So, meanwhile...
And I'm just saying, the bookstore was very nice, but underneath you should have seen it.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be just flabbergasted by it.
Oh, I'm not going to show you. I don't think you like Mephistopheles.
No, I don't. At all, probably.
That's okay. Not everyone likes him. That's fine.
Aren't they, like, super evil or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Contorex. I'm surprised Lovette isn't worshipping him. That seems like her mojo.
Just because of contracts?
Yes. Not everyone who worships him is evil. You know this, yes?
No?
No.
It seems like a prerequisite, in a way.
I feel like you are judging people very much so based on their religion, far more than you should, Vera.
It feels like a fair assessment for that one.
Okay, well then you can't argue when people assume bad things about yours.
Well, I can say something about it.
Sure. And I am going to say you are wrong right now.
Right?
Alright.
Here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Can I keep moving towards the temple?
Oh, I thought we were walking and talking.
Alright, so we'll make our way to Geigerrian?
Yeah.
Yeah, you make it back to the Temple of Geigerrian, and the guards will recognize you and allow you entry.
Hello again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You find that cleric inside, and they'll come up to you. Is this the item?
It is.
I see. It will be moved to our most heavily guarded vault.
Thank you.
It is our duty.
From all the siblings of Mellifera.
Of course. I do hope that this will act as a first step in the relationship between our fates.
We both focus on protecting those that need it.
They nod. Indeed.
Riz is happily clapping quietly.
Hey, are you done?
I look at Riz.
Religions interacting and being peaceful with one another makes me very happy. What do you want? This is, how you say, my bread and butter.
Alright, fine. By the way, thank you. Hopefully we're not gone too long, but we'll be gone for a time.
Of course. Rest assured, this will be safe here.
Thank you again. And Riz will bow very deeply to them.
Mm-hmm. So just to be clear, you have just dropped off the, hive?
The hive queen amulet, I believe.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I'm going to unequip that from your character. Alright, in that case, they take it and they place it into their most sacred vault.
Alright, so Vera will once again turn around and head out.
Okay.
Very deep bow and then follow.
Cool. The two of you will arrive back at Malefer's temple right around the same time that Lovette does.
Hello.
Alright, so what is it? What's happening?
What is what? Oh, I tried to find out where you're going, but there's not a lot of maps.
We're going to Kintao.
Yes, well, we are in the Kintao. I didn't know, but I didn't find anything.
So what's the hiding thing, though? I am actually curious.
Yeah, what's the whole yelling thing?
Yeah.
That's really the question here.
Yes, that is the real question here. So,
Yeah.
go on, Lovette.
Is it really important to you?
It's the reason why Soul sent me.
I'm not talking to you. You can just kind of assume that, unless I trust you.
I don't fucking know if it's important to me. What is it?
Why are you so rude to this person? He hasn't even touched you.
And yet I'm the one who's being
I
rude
don't know
to
what
him.
happened back then.
I like your sense of humor.
Alright, like I said, I'll just show you. We're gonna make 2 stops.
Okay. We're coming
we
back
ready
here
to
to
go?
horse,
Just-
yes?
No, we're gonna bring the horse.
Oh, okay. Let me undo him then. And Riz will take him off of his bindings from the Vardo. I know this is unusual. I know. Don't. Okay, let's go.
He looks at you, and then looks just back at the ground, and then
You
just...
don't have to be so sad about it, goodness.
Kurla's gonna look at Riz and, without really thinking, ask, "Is the Vardo gonna be alright here without either of you here with her?" And then they're gonna kind of catch themselves and realize this is probably the first thing that they've said to Riz.
Well, we're going to
Some
need
time.
the carts for when we go to the Kintao, aren't we?
Well, I don't know how to get... I can't bring that with us.
We can.
Travel by foot? In
Do
quotations.
we have that kind of time?
How are we going to teleport to places you don't know?
I got a map.
I thought you said you didn't have a map.
Well, I got enough to get there, to get over the wall.
Where is it?
They have a wall.
Where's the map? And I'm
It's...
gonna rumble through your bag.
Well, I looked at the map. I just have to... It's in my head. Well, look.
It's in your
They
head?
have a wall. What is it? They're not going to let us walk through. Why would they put up a wall if there's just... Welcome, visitors.
You see Riz slowly
Just don't
put
mind
their
the
fingers
wall.
in their ears.
Well, maybe there's a lithogate there, and we can utilize it. I'm sure the Edenites know something about a lithogate if there's one there.
Well, that works. We could do that.
Riz looks at you both, stop yelling, and takes their fingers out of their ears. There we go.
Where is the nearest one?
Where's the nearest lithogate?
Yes. How long are we going to move the carts for?
Well, the closest one is in the Great Vale. That's.
Alright. I mean, it's your world as much as mine. I guess let's do it. I have to show you my shame.
Do I need horse? Or am I...
No, I guess not.
Okay. And Riz goes back to binding the horse back on the Vardo. I'm sorry, I know that was really dumb. I blame them, like normal.
The horse looks forward and makes no indication that it hears you or cares.
Okay, you don't have to be so sassy about it.
So Kurla, who will have calmed down by now, is gonna just mutter as an aside to Alec, "Right, so you've known them for 5 years or so, yeah?
Oh, a little longer than that, but yeah.
Have they always been this way?
Oh, they're out of their minds.
Right. Thank you, that's very reassuring. Any tips on dealing with them?
Jizzle!
Some of them like seafood.
Right, very practical, thanks for that. I can see why you're of such high value to your country.
A little information castle.
Alright, so I will teleport once we're all gathered.
Okay.
The party. Alec he's got his own
He's got his own way around,
so
he's fine.
So that won't bother to fucking bring him anywhere.
Yep.
And I guess I'll take everybody to Grandpa's old cottage, Archie's house.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and push us to the Ville map here, just because it's the closest thing I've got. So this will place all of you over here at the south bank of Lake West of Hartenshin. And put a little line here. Go ahead and give me a D100, please, for the spell.
Nice.
It's a 58.
Alright, very successful. Alright, so you toss down those teleport pads, everyone gets on them, the spell is cast, and you find yourselves in a flash of light over in front of this cabin that some of you have seen before and some of you haven't. A moment
Those
later,
little clockwork.
you hear like the sounds of popping bubbles, and you see a mass of these iridescent prismatic bubbles popping in midair, and they disappear, and standing there is Alec.
Oh, he made it
Oh.
nicer for you.
Very pretty.
Oh, I like that one, but I am more favored toward lightning. Kind of my specialty, you know.
I didn't want to upset Kurla.
Oh, everything upsets them.
So
blinks.
Kurla's
No, you
really,
cared about that
really
sort of
trying
thing.
to control their temper, so they're just gonna let those ones fly.
So this is the house that...
I'll be right back.
I'll go in the house.
All right.
Go inside, get who's in there.
Yeah. One moment,
Come back
I
out.
need to prep a image to push.
So Riz just ignored Kurla's question back in Harlingen, right?
Yep.
What was the question?
You mean the Holy City?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
sorry,
City.
back in the Holy City.
I think it was like, what about the cart, and is it safe to leave it here, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that, is it?
Spicy.
Jeez.
Interpersonal problem.
Why is there a cat here?
Oh god. All right.
Until
well,
season 3.
right.
What?
All right. Okay, I am prepped. So, what happens is Lovette walks out, and behind Lovette, you see a chipper-looking gnome. Hello, everyone. Standing there is Moira. Oh, hi, everyone. It's been a while.
Oh, Lovette.
What?
It's another gnome.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Moira.
Hello, Moira.
Oh, same name.
What's your name?
Oh, my name is Risen.
Oh, hello, Risen.
Hi.
Wait a minute.
Lovette, can I have a word with you, please?
So, what do you see me when you look at me? What do you see?
I mean, you're really old.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Makes sense.
Is that rude to say?
No, I'm just curious. Everyone sees me differently, so I always like hearing
Really?
people's interpretations.
Weren't
Oh.
you dead?
No, I've never
yes.
died. I think.
Lovette.
What?
A word, please.
Alright. Fine. I guess I'll be right back.
Petra bends down and gets right next to Lovette's ear. They were dead. Why are they here?
Resurrection exists.
I can explain.
Oh, I'm...
I can handle this one.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, it's no problem. So,
Okay.
Hi.
you remember how my heart was bad, right?
Yeah.
Well, after Lovette brought me back,
Uh-huh.
well, I mean, Karis helped too, and so did Hildy, and they brought me back, and then I remember my heart gave out again, and Lovette brought me back again.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna grasp her hand and break eye contact with people.
She steps in, and she's gonna give a kiss on your
Sit
cheek.
back.
So,
What's everyone doing here? Oh, are you gonna stay for lunch?
Oh, we are set to get going.
We hate to be rude, but we actually have a relatively tight schedule, but it was wonderful to see you again. We will be having words later.
wait, that was it?
This is the thing that the statue person sent you for?
Alec chimes in. This was not the thing that I was sent for.
No,
Oh.
we second mouth to it, but it still doesn't mean anything to
There's more.
Kurla and Risen.
Okay. Hello, Moira.
Hi.
I'm completely lost. You were ashamed of this? What, having a partner? That's not that.
You are ashamed of me?
No, I'm not ashamed
What
of
do you
I
mean?
never-
Why would you be ashamed of me?
I'm not. I would never.
What's
Alec.
going on?
Well, maybe we should come inside just for a bit.
Oh, good. I'll get the tea going. She
Earl Grey
claps.
for me, please.
No honey for me, please.
I'm good.
Alright.
So,
Well, I forgot if there's like a table or anything to sit everyone around, but I'll find somewhere to sit everyone around.
Actually,
This is-
Moira, I have some tea with me if you'd like to try something new and, might I say, out of this world.
Oh, sure. I mean, absolutely.
Let me
see.
come with you to kitchen. Here you go.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
So
Lovette.
Moira will take your hand and pull you into the small cabin.
Oh, great. That's right. It's made for gnomes. Shit. Petra's going to be hitting the ceiling.
Kurla will duck down and make their way in as best they can.
All right. So inside, you find a cozy little home, and Moira is happily flipping through, moving pots and pans and getting water going and walking Riz through the whole process.
Oh yeah, well, I've brewed tea. Okay.
So since Alec is here, I take it Moira's not the comeback bus.
Really?
He seems...
What?
I don't think Alec knows Moira, do you, Alec?
Oh my
Not had the pleasure of meeting.
Oh, really? Oh, I was starting to... maybe you've been slacking a bit then. Well, it's a correct guess, I guess.
Kurla, being the suspicious sort that they are, is going to be peering around the cabin very intently, and I would like to roll perception, if I may, please.
Yeah, please go for it. Yeah.
That is a 35.
Oh, boy.
So what you see it is a place that looks well lived in. It looks like 2 people live here, judging by the amount of shoes and coats and things hanging up. That you think that this is probably a house for 2. It's very well kept and very cozy, honestly.
They're going to be looking for anything out of the ordinary.
I mean, the little clockwork creatures are still probably here, so that's a little
there's
ordinary.
clockwork servants banging around. They're very small.
So is Riz within earshot, or within... I'm just trying to get a mental image on who's in the conversation right now.
Sure. So pretty much everyone's in earshot of everyone else at the moment.
Everybody's in the conversation?
Yeah,
Okay.
the first floor of this cottage is not terribly large. So unless you're talking in hushed tones, other people are going to be able to hear you.
Not deliberately.
Well, do you, please and Kurla, you'll remember the boy and his muzzle we met in the edge?
Vaguely. I meet a lot of children here and there as I travel.
Yes.
They usually like sugar cubes.
Yes.
Kurla's going to raise
yeah.
an eyebrow at that, but is going to be searching for the name as well. They were, what, the trial of that Marcus?
Yeah. So, I think I found, let's just say, a workaround for the whole Marcus situation. I don't know if it was the right thing to do, but...
Right, you're talking in circles, you realise, and some of us don't actually know what the whole situation was, even.
I know, and I don't know what your investment is. Vera, Marcus is alive.
What?
Sorry, sort of.
Marcus was never alive.
Well, no, he's not any more alive than he was, but he's not any less alive than he used to be.
Do you actually hear yourself?
I thought I was the weird one.
It's a very complicated sort of
He's here?
situation. No, I didn't think it was fair after everything that happened for the boy to grow up without a father.
Okay, so
So he's looking for them.
you said Marcus is alive, not alive,
More or less.
never alive, not here?
He's not here. What do you mean here? He's not here in this house. He's here in this world. Sort of.
But he was never alive? You've got to break this one down.
Remember those things that were inside of the temple?
Yeah, I've got a pretty good recollection of that, thank you.
So apparently that is what Marcus was.
Your friend was a lost soul?
Yeah, the one that was traveling with
Yeah.
us.
Right.
Yes.
What a weird companion. But, I am weird myself. Oh well.
Oh, I don't think you're very weird.
Oh, why thank you. You're such a lady.
You're
I
very
have-
trustworthy.
Oh.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay, I don't know how many answers I have, but I'll try.
Where is Marcus?
I don't have an answer for that one. He's looking. He's somewhere. He's going to Hartenshin, and that's all I know.
Then I realize that Alec is in the room. Shit.
Wait, is it a lost soul?
No,
Then how...
that's not going to happen again.
Then
Then-
is it really, him? If it's not him, I am confused on this. I really am.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Stop ganging up on Lovette. She's doing her best. She's doing her best, okay?
Freudian slip. I see what Moira's thinking about.
Stop ganging up on Lovette. She's doing her best.
Wasn't Moira's soul destroyed?
What?
What? I don't know
Vera.
about that.
I mean, my heart went out, but I mean, it happened before.
Vera,
No, what?
a little more tact.
What?
Come on.
They're alive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm right here.
Petra like is glaring at Vera. Just
The tea's almost ready, and I had made scones too. It was
what
a
kind?
surprise for Lovette. But surprise!
Oh, thank you.
I made enough
actually
that we can
sounds
share,
really
though.
nice. Okay.
I would like to do another perception check, but I would like to be focusing on Moira for this one, if
Sure.
I may.
Okay.
That is a 26.
26. You see a young gnome. She appears to be in like young adult, probably age group. You would guess.
Nothing seems off about her.
She seems very cheerful.
Well, that's definitely off as far as Kurla is concerned, but nothing supernatural.
You don't notice anything supernatural about her from her looks. No.
Okay.
Listen, I don't care about any of this. Congratulations, you brought him back. How did you bring them back?
Why? It doesn't matter.
What the hell is Marcus? Marcus was an amalgamation of souls. You can't reincarnate that.
There's a very...
You can't resurrect it. So what is Marcus?
You know, remember how he kept saying just over and over, I'm me. Doesn't really matter what I am or I am. I'm me. I just kept thinking about that over and over. And I thought he'd be okay. He'd be okay with it.
So what, you conjured some version of what you thought he was?
Lovette is like shaking right now and just like stammering.
Lovette, are they bothering you? I can ask them to leave.
That's not necessarily.
Are you sure? You don't look well.
Well, all I'm going to say is, it apparently seems that Eric has more information than the rest of us. Is this the information that was hiding?
The information was that Malchus is out there.
And he contacted Sol. Sol tried to contact Marcus back using the strings, and they didn't work. So, Sol thought it was an imposter, and asked me to investigate. They said that Marcus said something about Lovette, so that was my first clue, and it turns out that Lovette was the responsible party.
But I did kind of give him the fire, and then he asked about Sorry, and I thought he deserved to know. They love them.
Yeah, the real one did.
So, this doesn't answer my question. How did you bring him back?
It's not a simple answer.
You don't seem to have any of those, do you?
Hmm?
Simple answers.
I mean, it's probably the same way that Lovette brought me back, right? Just, she fixed my heart.
I think
hot tea.
we have enough. I think we have enough information. I don't want to take up too much of Moira's time. Why don't we take? Why don't we take?
We
our?
didn't even have the scones yet. Here.
I think we're gonna take. This
Oh,
for
wow,
the
you
road.
ate that whole scone in a
So
single
good.
bite.
So good. It's really hot.
Eric,
They're still kind of fresh.
I think I burned my mouth.
Are you? Oh, dear.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
Eric.
It's okay. We're gonna take this on the road, and we'll talk about this. I mean, there's nothing to worry about, right, Lovette?
No.
Then
don't-
right now
there's
there's nothing to
nothing to
worry about. We'll figure this out later. I don't want
Eric,
to take
is that actually what Sol said? Did they say that we needed to be worried about this Marcus creature?
No, not in so many words. Just to get to the bottom of what happened. And I think that I have an idea, so I'm satisfied.
Good. Make yourself scarce.
Again, I'm the rude one.
Moira, thank you so much for tea. I think we'll take our leave and head back off to the Holy City.
Mm-hmm. And I think I'll be heading to Hartingen. Good day.
Don't you dare. If you
Safe
I'm going
travel.
to stay in contact with him. If you go near him, I bring ruin that you never known.
Alec, if you see Marcus, is there any way you can contact me in case there's something wrong with it?
Of course. That's what I intend to do.
I still haven't been told what this thing is, if it's Marcus or if it's not.
I'm with Vera here. Until I assess this thing and know for sure that it's not dangerous.
I mean, Malchus was dangerous. But it was still Malchus.
I don't know what this thing is. It's obviously not the same creature, otherwise the strings would have worked.
There is a
I never thought these words would leave my mouth, but I'm actually with Vera and Alec on this as well.
And we did know.
There is a way to find out if it is an imposter.
And that is? What?
Look, just wait. Alright. My, can you
We can all go
Fine, let's-
outside.
Yes,
You
let's
know that, right?
let's head off. Let's head outside.
Yeah, I just get up
We'll be
and
right back.
head out.
Yeah, Riz is blowing on their mouth somehow. Their tongue.
Oh, is everyone leaving? I mean,
We'll be right back.
Oh.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can
I think.
go with you.
Just stay
Oh,
right
hello?
there and look
Just for a moment.
pretty or something. Oh, fuck it.
Oh, okay. It was good seeing you all again.
Thank you again for the tea.
Well, I mean, not you and you, but everyone else. It was. Oh,
Okay, bye.
all right. So a lot of you head
Outside.
outside.
Yeah.
I wasn't kidding when I said it was complicated. When
Yeah. Nothing's simple with you, Lovette.
nothing is simple in engineering. Nothing is simple ever. You just have to pay attention.
Engineering.
So,
This is not some
I-
clockwork contraption you're talking about. You're messing with forces of life and death. You can't reduce those to simple cogs and wheels.
you would be surprised.
No, I really wouldn't.
I agree with them. It's very astute, Kurla.
Huh. Is that what you think of Archie then?
As far as I understand it, Archie wasn't your creation.
My grandfather's creation?
I don't understand what's come from that life from cogs and gears that's Archie. I don't understand. I'm grateful that he's around, but I think that you are toying with forces that are well beyond your comprehension and clearly beyond your capacity to control.
I think this is a bit of an early assessment. No one's gotten hurt.
Not yet.
Yet.
But I intend to go and find Marcus, have a conversation, make sure everything's okay. I think that's.
hurt him.
I trust that that's acceptable to all parties.
It is.
Good.
Contact
Don't.
us before you
Hurt
do anything, okay?
Of course. I'm not going to act rash. It's me we're talking about, after all.
Riz is shrugging. Well, be safe with your travels and don't make bad choices or something.
Of course. I'll go and try to find him. He won't be hard to find if he's behaving as the original did, at least.
Lovette, answer me this.
What?
Are you able to bring people back to life?
Did you sign a contract to bring him back?
No, I figured, like I said, that Marcus wasn't really anyone to begin with, so making something like he was a creation in the first place, a creation like that one isn't anything crazy.
Wait,
And if I built it, not to, help people, but
is
to heal,
there constructs?
Just kind of break eye contact.
Well,
I
that's
think that's about all I needed. So, unless there's anything else, I'll be on my way.
no, don't you dare tell us,
Why?
don't tell him.
I'm
He
confused.
can't know.
Well, listen,
I'll
it's
tell him if he needs to know.
It's fucked up, but if it's not an undead creature, I don't give a shit. But it's not Marcus, so it shouldn't be talking to Soul. Isn't that kind of just like lying at that point?
Isn't that contrary to how he felt? I brought him here to be with his family, and he wanted to speak with Saul.
You made a facsimile
Well-
of him.
That's all they need.
Marcus was a amalgamation of souls that had a personality of its own. Whatever you made, it's just a fake.
And what happens when they find that out? They'll lose him all over again by the sound of it.
Yes, I don't think we took into account your
That's why
statue's
they can't.
feelings.
No, that's why they can't.
Well, isn't worse? I don't understand this.
I need time to pulse this out.
Well,
You're in-
I have a
Fuck
simple.
all of you. You don't. What?
your
What?
intentions were good.
Aye, the road to hell is fucking paved with good intentions.
That is why I do neither.
Paved roads?
I do not do good or yes, that was good one. You are funny. Good.
All right.
I clap.
So, I have a plan. I'm going to find Marcus, and I'm going to take the fire opal back, and that will solve the problem with Soul. All right? I don't intend on hurting whatever it is you made, and as long as it's not hurting anyone else, I don't really see too much harm in it.
Can you help him find his family then? Before you
He
take
doesn't
the
have a
fire-
family.
Help him fight.
I'm just stating the obvious.
Yes, I know, but this is more delicate.
I think Vera's right, personally. I think this was irresponsible.
Irresponsible or not, the intentions were pure.
If they haven't seen him yet, then we don't have a problem. We just need to keep him away from them.
It's irresponsible at best and dangerous at worst. So, I intend to fix the situation. You all don't need to worry about it anymore. I'll take care of it from here, and I'll be in contact, alright?
You're not any more authority than I have here. But I don't, as long as you don't tell a soul, come up with something, I don't care what. Just...
I'm not lying to my partner.
That's my hobby.
He holds up his left hand and shows a ring.
Like, she's mad for a second, but thinks about Moira and is like, okay.
Alright, well, it was good seeing you all again. And it was good meeting the two of you.
Of course, it is good meeting you as long as you do not touch. That's weird.
I'll remember that next time.
Thank you. Safe travels to you.
Safe travels.
Kurla will give the smallest of nods.
He'll take a few steps away and then dissolve into a cascade of prismatic bubbles.
Thank you for that.
That guy was fucking weird.
Alright. I guess this will be the second time this campaign Lovette starts just bursts into tears.
Petravian will bend down and take them into a hug.
I don't help anyone. I don't know.
Petravian will whisper into their ear, "If you want to talk to Marcus, I can help."
So creepy. I'm sorry.
That is so creepy.
Oh my god!
It's not like you were threatening to kill her! Oh my god!
I could send you to the afterlife too.
Boom! It won't be with a knife!
Right.
Oh my god.
Or wait, you could have said also, "Tell Marcus I said hi."
And then bash her head in!
That was fantastic.
Oh my god.
I don't know what I want.
The party sends their regards.
Listen, what you did was for the betterment of the other people.
Yes. I mean, that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted.
But
I know it wasn't a decision I made lightly. I didn't know what to do for a while, but I needed something to live for other than just the key.
You don't live for Archie? He's great.
I do, and now I can focus on that.
And your friend. You can focus on your friend.
what was the last thing you said to Marcus? The one you created?
I told him to find his family. I told him I would stay in contact with him, and that he needed to find them.
Vera's eye kind of like twitches slightly.
What if they find out he isn't real?
I was very careful to make sure that I do not.
Does
He's so close to perfect.
this Marcus... You know, fuck it. Mark II. There.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
There's a little bit of Lovette that's like, oh fuck, I actually really like that.
Does Mark II have the memories of Marcus, or just what you know about Marcus?
It's his memories up to his death.
How the hell do you do that?
I don't fucking know, man.
I'm going just in depth mechanics.
Magic.
Oh, exactly. What equations did you use? Parts. Components. Give me the list.
Just put an F on it and let me go home.
If a situation arises, I guess we'll deal with it. But it's not important right now.
He's not going to hurt anyone. If anything, this is so much safer. I figured if he's happy to be alive, which he is, he said as much. If Alchi is happy, and if Moira is happy to be alive, I don't know what's wrong with that. Maybe they're just new people who look like the old ones, but that's not what binds us together. It's just what we do, who we are.
I guess they don't have souls anyways to begin with. They're all destroyed. So, either way, this is important right now. We need to get moving.
This is true. Time to start our way to Kentao by going back to horse.
Yes. Let me go and say goodbye to Moira.
Okay.
Go in, grab a scone, give Moira a kiss, and explain that we gotta go.
Oh, you have to go so soon? But we all just got here. I thought we could at least have a meal or have a conversation and some tea.
I don't think we want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, thank you. I'll see you soon.
Alright, I'll be here.
Look, stay a little bit longer than necessary, but we'll hop out before too long.
You okay, boss?
I'm fine.
Okay.
It's just, how would you feel if you found out that, let's say you cared about your parents and one of them happened to be a simulacrum or something?
I don't really know how to respond to that because I have no recollection. Your feelings are true. To be honest, if I were you, and if I had not met all of you yet, I would have just killed them.
You would have killed the simulacrum?
No, Lovette.
What?
I would have been angry.
I mean, they did something wrong, but it wasn't...
I'm just saying, before I met you all. I just didn't like anyone ever crossing my path, so I just,
Wait, you're just a murderer?
No, not normally.
What the fuck's wrong?
I don't know. I don't have any fucking memory. I don't know what I actually look like. There is a whole list.
We will try and take care of it. You guys ready to go?
Yes. Also horse. Horse is part of the list.
Yes, we're going to Holy City.
Alright, I'll drop a teleport pad and
Alright.
bring us back to the Holy City.
D100, please. Success.
Very close.
Alrighty. In that case, the party blasts back to the Holy City, and at this point it is now, we'll say, probably mid-afternoon, so I'll push the time up to 3 p.m., and you appear outside of the Temple of Mellifera.
Hello, horse. Fuck you.
Jeez.
Wait, you can say bad things to it?
Yes. It is double standard.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, exactly.
You can say bad things, I can't say blatant facts?
Yes.
That's bullshit.
You're bullshit.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck it.
Exactly.
Asshole.
Wait, shut the fuck up. You're not allowed to actually insult me too.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to the Edenites quick. See if Krona's still around.
Could I have a word with you in private beforehand, please?
Sure. What is it?
In private. So I'll take Vera aside.
Alright, one moment.
Secret room!
Alright.
Oh, bloody.
So, all right, when they get somewhere where they're not likely to be overheard.
Yes?
All right, this is a little bit on the ridiculous side. Right now, with the way things stand, with everything that's going on, do you really think we stand any chance of going into Kinto and coming out alive?
Yes.
Right. And you think that's a good chance?
What's so bad about Kintao? I've never been there.
Right, I haven't either, but I've heard enough stories to know that every now and again some idiot will try and get in. You don't hear about them trying to get out again, though. You never hear of them coming out again. They've stayed isolated and secret for a reason. They don't like outsiders, and we can't just waltz in there and expect not to meet resistance.
You know, I've heard the exact same thing before from my sister when we went to that bullshit ice island. Many go there. No one came back. But here we are.
Slightly different situation. I'm not saying we shouldn't go. I'm saying that we need to be a little bit smarter about how we go about it.
And how would that be? You want to disguise?
Look, you're the leader of this. I have no idea what happened in the past with Marcus or Soul or any of that lot. That big Protean would follow you anywhere without a second thought, and I don't know what's going on with that, with the gnome, but they're not right in the head right now. We're liable to get ourselves killed if we're not smart about this. So what we can't just rush in. We have to think of a plan. I don't know if that plan is disguises or what, but...
Well then, what do you know about the Kintao that we can actually use for a plan?
I speak a bit of it, for starters. Not much, enough to get by. I learned it from travellers a long time ago. That and a book that I checked out, if you like, from the library, which wasn't all that much help, but it was about as good as they had.
Wait, they let you check stuff out? They didn't let me take anything.
Check out might be a bit of a relative term. Money might have changed hands.
Oh,
okay. That librarian is a little bit weird. There's something off about him, too.
Oh yeah, just completely fucked. But he has his uses. He tells me things so I don't have to read.
Not much of a reader then, are you?
Well, I read enough. It's harder to find things, though, than asking people.
Look, I know that you and I are not on great terms, or we haven't been since the start. I understand why. We look at things very, very differently, you and I don't know whether we're ever going to be friends, but we have to trust each other a little bit. I'm choosing to trust you. God knows why. I'm trying to keep all of you alive, alright? That's what I'm here for.
That is what you're here for. You're an exceptional healer. Otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Hey, thanks for that.
So who isn't allowed into the Kintao? Everyone, right?
As far as I know, everyone.
There has to be someone who goes in.
I mean, you can read the book that I got if you want. Look, all I got from it was that there's this thing there called Wayism. That's their main religion, if you like, and the distaste on Kurla's face right now from just saying the word religion. But sorry, go ahead.
Beardy, do I know about Wayism?
Not really a lot about it, no.
Okay.
You might have heard of it before once or twice.
My thought was we disguise ourselves as missionaries or something and say we're from one end of the country when we're in the other. It's a big enough place they can't all know each other. They must have different ways of doing things in the north from the south, like anywhere else, you know. We might be able to get by that way, I don't know.
Well, first we should see if there's a lithogate, and we can just bypass the entire wall completely.
There's something else I need to ask you if I'm going to continue on with y'all.
What is it?
That child, how did she come to be with y'all?
Her parents were killed by weavers, and we brought her into the hive.
Alright. And say 10 years from now, she says to you that she doesn't want to be a part of the hive anymore. What do you do then?
It would be a sad day to lose a sibling.
Right, but what would you do? How would you handle it?
If she received any power, she would return it. And she'd be on her way.
And if your god, Mellifera, if for some reason, best known to them that they never deigned to explain to you, decided to do something to this child, to curse them, to make them vile in your eyes, how would you handle that?
How about you don't talk about my sister like that? And we won't have a problem.
I'm not
Continue
asking...
talking about it. And we will, right now. You understand?
What I am trying to tell you something about myself that I have not told another soul. Would you please accept that I am not trying to antagonize you for once and just listen to me?
I'm listening.
What would you do if your god turned against one of you? Who would you side with?
I don't have to make that choice. Do you understand? Whatever happened to you isn't something that's happening here. I trust my sister, and I trust all of the hive. Your question doesn't hold any pertinence.
It holds pertinence to me as to whether or not that I can trust that I'm doing the right thing by sticking with you. I can't lose more people.
Mellifera doesn't make those choices. The hive makes the choices. Do you understand? Everyone that was in the hive is part of Mellifera. It's one and the same. We would decide what happens to Reduvi, and we know what would happen to Reduvi. She would return any, if any, power she has utilized, and she would be on her way. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go to the Edenites. And I'm gonna head out.
Alrighty. Shifted back to the big room.
You see Vera storming off towards the Eden Park Temple.
Oh, I'm sure that is good sign.
Oh,
You see Kurla coming out, just
Alright.
not looking great.
Really, everyone's in one piece, so it's better than I could have
Well,
been.
that went well.
Petra runs after Vera.
Go get him. Go get her. Yeah, whatever. Go talk to your bee boyfriend. Good. Hello, horse.
Vera, what happened here? What happened?
I'm going to the Eden Temple to find out where the Lithogate is.
Okay, I'll come with you.
Fine. Is Corona still here?
I would assume no, but we can go try.
Right, and we'll head over.
Alright. So the two of you head down to the Eden Temple, the park there, the north part of the Temple District.
Right.
And
First
we
of all,
do- Go ahead.
yeah, I'm going to
Yes.
scan, see if I see anyone there. Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, go for it. You do not see Corona, though. I'll tell you that. Right now.
Like, you don't even need to make
You don't even need to roll for that. You don't
Okay.
see Corona here.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, I don't see Corona here, but maybe someone else knows.
We can go inside.
Petra, do you know this area?
Of course. I mean, sort of.
Can you direct me to someone who knows shit?
Beardy, what knowledge what knowledge would you need? Just religion or local?
To direct someone to someone that knows shit?
Yes.
So
I might need a little more information than that.
So I'm looking for a high druid of some kind. Someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
A druid that knows the Lithogate network?
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be most any of them here, so...
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, you can grab a druid.
Oh my god. All right.
Excuse me.
You just
Hello.
got it.
Yep.
Do you know...
High Priest of Mellifera, right?
That's correct.
Well,
Do you by any chance know about the Lithogates in this region?
Yes.
Do you know perchance, if there's any in, let's say, the Kintao?
Oh, well, they're not really allowed to be used.
Why
There
not?
was an incident some generations ago. They don't really like outsiders, so we don't really use those gates anymore. They're off limits. Now, they were kind enough to allow the local druids there to maintain those sites, but it was on the strict prohibition of any travelers.
And what happens to people who use it, anyways?
Well, they're not used anymore. That's what I was saying.
Are they cut off?
I mean, maybe not technically cut off, no, but I mean the ley lines still exist. That's why they're holy sites. But travelers aren't allowed to go there anymore. The Kintao are, well, they're isolationists. They would remove you, or worse.
And who did you say was allowed to go there?
Well, no one. There's local druids on the other side that maintain it, but we don't really have contact with them anymore.
What do you think, Petra?
Oh.
I mean, we are talking about a ever-expanding Deadland scenario. You think they'll understand that?
Brother.
Sister, actually, but sure.
Oh, my apologies.
Did you just assume?
Yes. Okay, so, sister.
Yeah?
Have you heard word from the north of the Deadland?
How many days has it been?
Oh, probably
Maybe like
three?
3?
Three, I
days.
think?
2 or 3?
like 4 or 5.
So, no,
No,
they
but-
wouldn't have had heard by then.
It took us a day to get.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Because
like 4.
1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 days, I think.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a
Okay.
lot of time.
If it's been 4 or 5 days, then, well, I heard something about something strange going on up there. Why?
Well, we need to go to the Kintao, because whatever is there should be able to stop the Deadlands from spreading, which it is, right now.
The Deadlands
Slowly.
are going to be here.
That's awful.
Agreed.
But the pathway's still forbidden.
Who forbids it?
The Kintao, and because of that, also the whole order. If one of us uses that, then it's possible if the Kintao ever found out, they could destroy those groves. I mean, the only reason they let us keep them is because we agreed never to send anyone again.
Would there be one that would be on the way outskirts? Not necessarily directly in civilization, but somewhere unknown. Not necessarily unknown, but that wouldn't notice if it...
I'm not actually sure. I don't know specifically where the gates are. Like I said, no one's been there in generations.
Hey, random stranger, did this isolationist empire have a back door? Surely you know.
Well,
I think I
they do know that there is a back door, they just don't know where it is. And they also told you to never use it.
Vera, I think we may need to contact her. Man, we are...
I don't see why we need Corona at this point.
Yeah,
If
but
we-
he might know exactly where everything is.
The question is whether or not we should use the Lithogate or not. If I'm at the Lithogate, I might be able to sense where it is directionally, since there's no other Lithogates in that direction.
Please don't.
I promise. Okay.
Thank you, sister, for your help.
Of course. Just realize that if you use those, it could mean they would be destroyed, so please don't.
That is the factor, yes.
And you know what, though? If we don't, they're going to be destroyed anyway.
I mean, surely there's other ways into the Kintao Empire.
Let's talk to the group.
Agreed.
Have a good day.
And I'll just go.
Alright, so the two of you leave. Meanwhile, back at the Mellifera Temple.
I know you really hate that I've been gone a lot. I know. Look, this time we won't go again, okay? We will travel together again.
Foot stomp.
I understand I have been irresponsible. I normally am, but you know, a bit more than usual.
Head bob.
Yeah, thought you would say that. Well, fuck you too.
Stares at a wall in front of it.
Looks to pretend, make sure no one's watching them, and then pats its head. Yup.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Lovette's just kind of waiting patiently. She's not really up to much. Frankly, she's probably just sitting there thinking about everything that people had discussed. Oh, is Archie... what is Archie doing? That's kind of... What I'm doing is probably dependent on that a little bit.
Sure. Archie is standing in the street, like looking concerned at Kurla.
I guess Kurla's gonna notice this. Say to Archie, it's nothing that you need to worry about. Don't worry. It's just, people being people. We don't know how better to explain it than that.
I see. You look distressed.
Well, Vera's probably not all that happy with me right now, again.
I have not known Vera to be happy in many occasions.
In this case,
You should not take it personally.
it'll be fairly personal if I wake up with their blade in my back, but in this case I wasn't actually trying to upset them. I was trying to have an honest conversation with them, and that went well.
I have also not known Vera to attack anyone without them knowing it.
All right, so I'll just get their blade in my front instead of my back.
Exactly.
Well, at least I'll see it coming. Thank you, Archie. You're quite a comfort there.
You're very welcome. I am glad to be helpful.
Honestly, I think of myself and Lovette. Lovette might need more cheering up. Things are a little bit rough with them right now, and I can't say that we're all particularly pleased with them or kind to them earlier, but maybe you could do something about that. Maybe you could cheer them up as only you can.
I am not sure I understand.
They've just got a lot on their mind, and I think that they might have done some things or kept some secrets that are weighing on them now. When we talked before, you said you knew what it was like to be weighed down by a secret. It's not very nice, is it?
No, it is not.
Well, right now, Lovette might need a little bit of comfort from you. You're her friend, after all.
I am more than that.
I know.
But I am not sure what to do.
That makes two of us. Like I said, people being people, and you're people too, Archie. It's complicated. It's part of the reason I've tried to stay away from people for so long. It gets messy. People, you can't be honest, and people lie, people keep secrets. People end up getting hurt or worse. It's tiring. It's exhausting.
I see. I rarely feel tired.
On the other hand, the alternative is just to be alone all the time, and that's no picnic either. Whatever happens in Qingtao, I hope that you get out of it alright.
I am sure I'll be fine. I have made it through difficult situations before. The Qingtao Empire is just a place after all.
Don't suppose you have any thoughts on how to get in there?
We could always knock.
Admirably direct. I like that. We'll keep that as a backup plan. And I guess a companionable silence will settle.
What a wholesome conversation.
There has to be at least one.
Yeah, right?
Not typically.
One nice and wholesome Archie convo per episode.
Yep. It helps keep people sane.
I'm just trying to get Lovette some love.
I wouldn't mind an Archie conversation.
But seriously, even if you don't know what to say, I think just being with Lovette right now would probably make some difference to her.
I see. Very well. I will be off then.
Thank you.
Archie will turn and find Lovette.
She's going to be sitting by the cart with her knees curled up.
Archie will walk over to the area and stand nearby.
You seem distressed.
I'm a bad person, Archie.
I learned most of my morals from you. So, if you are a bad person, then I am also a bad person.
I'm not a bad person.
Then neither are you.
I feel like you're so scared about hurting things because you're so big and strong, but you manage to be so gentle and so kind and loving effortlessly.
I have to be very careful.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm not careful enough. Can you hold me, Archie?
Yes.
Thank you.
Archie will lower a hand down to the ground.
We'll climb up into it.
Archie lifts you up off the ground.
How is that?
Wow.
It's nice. It's nicer to see your face. I didn't want to hurt anyone, you know. I just want to make things better.
Of course. That is what we are all trying to do, isn't it?
I guess so.
Moira seemed happy to see you.
Yeah. I think I have to talk to her about some things soon. But not too soon. Let's take care of this here first. And I'm glad you're getting along with Kurla.
Of course. They are very friendly.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. Archie, I hate to say this, but when we go to the Qingtao Empire, even if I found a way to make you smile, I think that you might give us away, and we're not necessarily welcome there, so we might want to keep a low profile.
I see.
I'll bring you out as much as I possibly can, but it might not be as much as it normal.
I understand.
Because of that, you're staying like this until we get to the Legion Gate, okay? So, I'm going to spend as much time with you as I can for now.
I understand.
Alright, well, it's just going to curl up in his hands like a little cat and just wait for everyone else to get back, I guess.
Alright.
Meanwhile, Kurla's going to go over to Riz.
Okay.
and just stand there for a minute, kind of gathering.
Riz is aware of your presence, but seems to only be looking at their horse.
I don't understand you, and I haven't since we met. And I'm thinking about that, and there was a part of me that really wanted you to be the charlatan that I thought you were at the start. Because it would have been preferable in my mind to be in someone so comfortable with the gods, so in the thick of it with them. But you were kind to me, and that was the first kindness that anyone had shown me in a very long time. You didn't judge me or reject me, and that meant a lot to me. And now we're in the thick of this, and there's so much going on that I cannot even begin to fathom. And I still don't understand you or what you're about. But we're about to go into the Qingtao Empire, and we can't go in as things currently are, or we're not going to make it back. I am sorry, alright?
Riz smiles to himself and turns. You are forgiven. Was that really that hard?
More than you know, yes.
Alright.
Because I really don't understand you, and I really don't understand
Here's
how...
a little secret. I don't understand it myself. Wow.
Then how can you be so cavalier about it, so comfortable with it,
Because I have nothing. I have always had nothing from the very beginning other than horse and home. Anyone else would have gone fucking mad. So I am the way I am to survive.
Alright, I can understand that much. Do me a favour, alright, if I can ask that of you. A favour?
I will hear you out.
If you're gonna go bringing down the forces of all those gods you worship, could you maybe try and have it be a little bit less raucous than it was back in the Deadlands?
Yeah, I thought Lovette was dying.
Just...
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You wanna mind your own fucking beeswax, please? We're trying to have a moment here.
We are?
Sorry.
Actually, all that beeswax is the hive, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
wanna
in the
stop
other
stealing
card.
beeswax from the hive? That's not very nice. Mellifera will have you for being a parasite. Sorry. Where were we? Just
Yeah, I know.
Just please try and avoid doing that again with the bloody fireworks, the thunder and lightning. It's a bit of a trigger for me, if you know what I mean.
Do you not like Eden?
We don't like whoever is responsible for that kind of light show.
Well, Eden is weather. Usually, thunder and lightning, Weather.
Kurla's just gonna look blank.
So is it Eden?
Is Eden what?
Oh, the one you hate. There's one of them, or maybe two or three. I know you hate them. You talk about them very loudly, how you're like, oh, I don't like the gods.
It's not the gods, it's the zealots, for one thing, who put them on a pedestal and
so me.
No, the ones who do unspeakable things in their name.
How unspeakable are we talking here?
I'm not talking about you, alright? I'm talking about...
Vera.
Well, if the shoe fits. No, I'm not talking about Vera either. Look, there's stuff that I'm not ready to talk to you about, alright? And I don't know which god it is I hate. I wish that I did. It would make things a lot simpler.
Yeah. Alright.
I have tried to find out, and it fits the weather thing, the lightning, the thunder, but it doesn't fit. I mean, Eden, why would Eden, of all the pantheon, do that? Do what was done to me?
Well, I don't exactly know what was done to you.
Right, well, we're not getting into that right now, thank you.
Fine.
I'm sorry, alright? Can we move on a little bit? This is not easy for me. You get that, right? You understand why?
Kurla, you are the first person I have ever invited into my home.
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do. And you've disrespected me a couple of times, and I have turned the other way. I won't have it again. I want you to understand that. I have never traveled with anyone before. I opened my home to you because I see good things in you. I see your future. Believe it or not. Do not go and just waste your potential.
What is it that you see in my future?
Give me your hand.
Kurla's very slowly gonna reach out their hand.
I would like to use fate points to give Kurla a fortune.
Oh boy, okay.
This wasn't where I thought it was going, but okay, interesting. Exciting.
Alright, here is Kurla's fortune.
Okay.
Oh, that's poorly formatted. Hold on one second.
Thank you.
There we go.
The being you seek It laughs at your pain. It has pulled the strings of your life, and it casts shadow over you. You will stand victorious over your enemies, yet you will feel empty, hollow, hungry. Only by mastering your gifts can you overcome them. And that is what I see.
I don't know whether that counts as good news or not.
It's a very impressive path, nonetheless.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You shall win. Just try not to take it out on everyone else who is trying to help you.
I'm working on it. Honest to God, I'm actually working on it. And yes, I know the oath I just used there. Figure of speech.
Okay. Well.
And look, the next time you tell someone's fortune, you might want to use these, alright? And I'm going to take out the gift that I had put on the table and seen was not opened, and so I had snatched it back at some point. But this time I'm just going to shove it into your hand.
Alright. Riz will open it.
And I will transfer it to your...
the party inventory, and then I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Idiot's Guide to Fortune Telling.
It's the Dummy's Guide, thank you very much.
Asshole's Guide to Fortune Telling.
The Charlatan's Guide to Fortune Telling.
I was going to say the Charlatan's Guide to Fortune Telling.
That's great.
And I'll let Sol... Oh, I beg your pardon. I'll let Keni describe it if they want to.
So I got a Harrow deck description. This is a traditional fortune-telling deck of cards used by soothsayers and seers. Some Harrow decks are elaborately illustrated, but most are parchment or paper cards with painted images. Harrow decks are often handed down through generations and treated with utmost care by their users as a result.
And this is actually a very nice set. This is wood inlaid with metal, very intricately carved, very nicely put together. I think that's a fair comment, isn't it, Beardy?
Yeah. This was a high quality Harrow deck.
I appreciate it will help people that I don't actually use my powers on.
Right, so it'll help you actually be a charlatan on occasion then. Is that what you're saying? Right, perfect. It's all come full circle then, hasn't it?
Well, I was already doing that. Usually with rune stones, but you know.
Well, never hurts to diversify.
That's true. I do enjoy bringing out the crystal ball sometimes because I think it's funny.
Speaking of which, do I owe you for that reading there, or?
No, you don't.
Kurla's, that was a joke. It was an attempt at a joke. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
I'm serious.
I appreciate it. I really do. All right.
This time, I was not going to. I just ask you, just chill. Chill out a little, okay?
I'm working on it, all right?
You just had Vera stomping off, and she's already angry all the time.
Right, I was actually trying that time to find some common ground with them. I was actually trying to be honest with them.
I think it's your tonation. That might be the issue. Now that I think about it.
If I smile more than people seem to find.
I don't know if it's the smiling. I think it's you sound angry all the time, or upset all the time. You're kind of like Vera, actually, now that I think about it.
I wouldn't say that to her, if I were you. I don't think she'd appreciate that either.
Attitudes are attitudes. Boss is boss. They know that I get the job done. That is what they need. I doubt they are going to throw me out just because I make silly comment here and there. I got to take them to a fucking temple today. It was great. Oh, Gregarion treated them so good.
I'll have to take your word for that, alright? Look.
Yeah, it was very shiny.
I'm gonna look at Riz's wrists just to check to see if they're still wearing the quote friendship bracelet unquote.
Yeah, they didn't take it off.
Okay. Do me another favor and make sure you keep that on when we're in the Quintal, alright?
Alright. It's not going to help, but cultural adaptation. Very useful in hostile territory. Don't know if you can do that, but I recommend.
Not quite sure what you mean by that.
It's spell.
Oh, no, it's not something that I know.
Oh, shit. Right. Just me.
I know a little bit of the language, but it's not going to sound right coming from me.
It'll probably sound right coming from me. As long as, we have some friends with us.
Is that what they are?
I mean, my horse is just my horse. You don't... they're not actually a friend.
No, of course not. No. Absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
Completely, right. No one would possibly think that, don't worry.
Exactly. Good.
Kurla is gonna grab a piece of that disgusting rotten and just start munching on it, which is kind of a sign of how comfy they are with Riz again now, since that's not something they like to do.
Would you like some tea while we are waiting?
Oh, I thought that'd be lovely, thank you.
Alright, Lovette, tea?
That sounds lovely. I'll be down shortly.
Okay. Does Archie, do you want tea?
If it is not too much trouble, I would enjoy holding it and perhaps smelling it.
You got it, buddy. I will be right out.
Oh.
Couple minutes go by. Riz comes out with a bunch of teacups, and they have a smoking pipe in their mouth as they're passing this out. There you go. Here you go, Archie. I got a big teacup for you so you could smell it better.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You are a very kind person.
That is debatable. But thank you.
No, I don't think so.
They take a
I mean,
long
I
draw.
don't think it's debatable.
I
Kurla's
mean, you
gonna
know.
sip at that.
You think
Alright.
Vera's gonna come back and ask me, where do we go next?
So, as if to answer your question, Vera and Petra return.
All right, where? All right, so we'll show up, and Vera's going to address the party.
Alright, let's go.
Well, hold on. We need to talk about something. We need to talk about how we're getting in.
We did talk about this. We're taking the litho
There
gate.
is a litho gate.
There we
It's
go.
forbidden to use. I know, it doesn't fucking matter. But if we do use it, the litho gate may be destroyed by the Kintao. And
Well, we don't need it to get back.
Horse.
Yes.
and also, I don't need Eden Ice breathing down my neck.
That is true.
Yeah, it's fair.
Hey.
Gross.
You should know better than most, Petra.
Well,
Beardy?
they're not wrong.
Yep.
Was there any sort of map in the book that I liberated from the library?
Not an accurate one.
Nothing that would
It
show...
mostly seemed like fanciful stories and tall tales.
Okay.
So what's the plan B?
Birth control normally.
Well, we could take the cart around. There's not a wall all the way around, right?
No, I think,
There's a desert.
yes, there is desert next to Deadland, yes?
Yeah, it's gonna take...
Oh yeah, I'm sure the Deadlands will just wait for us too.
As if the Deadland has stopped us before.
I'm not saying that going slow it is a problem. It is
What's it gonna do? Send undead sand at us?
aren't we a little more concerned for time?
That is a concern. But how else are we going to get the carts there?
Well, I could bring everything but the cards tomorrow.
Because if we teleport, then we're going to have to be teleporting everywhere, and we don't know any part of the Kintao Empire.
Well, it'll be easier when I can see it.
Why don't I just, figure out the correct direction to go with my powers?
Can you do that?
Yes, of course. I'm very talented in multiple areas. Multi-talented, you might say. Yes.
Right, sure, okay.
Alright, we shall do this. And Riz will place a hand on their chest and they'll concentrate and they'll use the rest of their fate points to figure out where the fuck we're supposed to go, in what direction, and how.
Okay. You see a dimly lit room. Person sitting at a table, reading a book.
Okay.
You're trying to make the person's image out, but it's fuzzy. They're wearing a red jacket.
Okay.
It has a hood that's pulled down. Their hair is dark, like jet black. They're reading a book, but you can't see what the book is. It's all sort of swims in your mind.
Okay.
The language written in the book, well, you don't really see the... Yeah, you can't quite make out any writing, so you're not sure where this is. You've never seen this person before.
Alright, listen, what's the
I'm
plan?
not done yet.
So do you want to... How many points did you dump into that?
That was 9.
9 points?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, this place, you can feel it pull at you slightly. And you can feel what feels like warm sand under your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And a strong sun at your back.
Okay. Wait. Based on their clothing,
Mm-hmm.
would I know what country that is?
Well, how far has... I mean, Riz has only
I may not have traveled far, but boy do I learn things really fast.
No, okay. If that's the case, yeah, give me a knowledge local.
Local, okay.
Yep.
21.
They were dressed in, like, brightly colored clothes that were sort of loose-fitting and seemed kind of flowy.
Okay.
And that, from what you'd guess, based on the other clues of the sand and the warm
Sejun?
sun, you think it might be Sejun, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Interesting. Well, shit. Okay. Vera.
Yes.
The gods are pointing me to, helping you out in Sejun first.
I mean, that's what I was saying before.
Well, that is the compass right now, is to help you. To meet someone in the red hood.
I put my hands up, like, well, there it is.
Well, let's get on our carts and start traveling. That's a long way, yes?
You're not going to secure Qingdao? Okay.
I listen to what gods say, and apparently gods want to help Mellifera, and I think that's admirable. Yay!
Are the gods going to change their mind this often?
Well, I didn't ask them before which way to go first.
Oh, alright, that fell. How are we getting there? Are we taking the Lethal Gate? Am I bringing everyone?
Let's see. You know best about Lethal Gate.
I know some about litho gates. The question is which one would be closest. There's one down there that we definitely don't want.
I don't feel like there are a lot in the desert, but there be. Is that how it works? Doesn't that need to be like plants and animals?
I think it... Wait, I don't know this shit. I'm sorry.
I don't think so. You just need to have power put into it. Natural energy directed to it. It just takes a lot of work.
Well,
So I don't think it's needed, but
okay.
I literally don't... The first time I ever saw one was over in the Great Vale, so how to get there? Obviously, the faster the better.
Well, I can take everyone tomorrow. I need to recharge my device.
Hold on, I was thinking. Anyone have any thoughts on what we should do?
I mean, either of them sound fine to me.
I could go and steal a book on Sejun. Other than that, no, I'm not out of ideas.
You know you can just buy books from the bookstore, right? Like, you don't actually have to steal from a library, right? Why are you stealing from a library?
Well, it's free for everyone to use, right?
To use there, not to take.
You could return it.
Will you?
Maybe.
I paid more for it at the library than I would at a bookstore if the bookstore had even had it, so could we just, get back on topic, please?
Why don't I go and buy some fucking maps? Hmm?
Yeah.
That would be very
Yes,
helpful.
wouldn't it? Ugh. Riz is gonna go out and search for either a bookstore, the Wink bookstore, for maps, or look at other stores for maps.
Alrighty.
Also, my stealing a book thing was out of character, so I don't know what's going to happen in editing to any of that.
Okay, so you are able to find a place that sells maps. A decent map costs 50 gold.
Really? You just got $8,000.
You don't understand. Fuck
Apparently,
you.
apparently don't.
Can I just say that Kurla tagged along and picked it up?
Okay.
Because the 50 gold means nothing to me, so...
Thank you.
Kurla, still feeling guilty, will get the map. And any other are there any other guidebooks or anything on Sejun that would be useful in said bookstore/map store?
About Sejun? Sure, like what are you after? What kind of information? Sejun, unlike the Qingdao Empire, is not isolationist. They're
Right,
traitors.
Traitors.
Yep.
Ways to not piss off the locals? Food and ways to not piss off the locals, mainly. And, any special considerations about climate? How much water do we need to take? Do we need to get still suits and make friends with Fremen?
Haha, the Fremen. Do you need to make peace with Shai Hulud?
Don't walk without rhythm.
Yeah, there you go. Walk without rhythm. Yeah, I like it.
Wow. You are... Am I having a stroke?
May his passing cleanse the universe.
Haha, indeed. Oh, praise be.
You
What
guys
the fuck just happened?
sound like a bunch of fucking nerds.
So saith Paul Muad'Dib.
Oh my god!
Sorry,
You're grounded. You're both grounded. I don't understand what's happening.
That's fair.
His name is a killing word.
Beardy, you're grounded too. Alright. We got all the maps and the books and the fucking...
Frank Herbert references.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to talk to the Edenite again. Okay, let's pack up the carts.
Okay.
We're going to get moving.
Okay.
But yeah, Beardy, if there's just a general guidebook that is useful, just, you know...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and
Along
put a map in your inventory. It's 50 gold, so if you want to go ahead and deduct that for yourself.
Absolutely.
It is now in your inventory under gear.
Thank you.
Alright, so Vera's going to pack up the cart. There's not much in there. I guess I'll buy a few containers so that I can fill them with water if needed.
Okay.
Who has the best survival check?
Vera.
Vera?
Alright, then when we get back from the map shop...
Hello there. We sell maps.
We sell
and map
maps!
accessories!
We're very poor.
For all your cartography making needs!
When I'm gonna just hand the map, and I'm gonna try my best to smile as I do.
So Vera will take that from you and go and look at it. And just as first, I'd like to. Can I use survival on this map and see if I can see a route? If I don't take a lithogate, where would we be going?
To get to Sejun?
Sejun.
Sure, one moment. Okay, so from Vil, from the Holy City.
Do you want me to make a survival check at all, or?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
That's a long trail.
That's why we were
Jeez.
going to use the lithogate. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I'm just going to draw out a line here. So if you guys were going to take a lithogate, that would essentially be your first leg. You'd be going from the Holy City to the Great Vale, and then taking the lithogate there to another lithogate closer to Sejun. But it's about, this is semi-accurate for distances right now. So Sejun's about 2,300 miles away. So it's...
So I actually could not teleport us there in one go. I'd have to take two shots.
It's
for...
pretty fucking long distance. But the lithogate would get you much, much closer. There are lithogates spread across Obador. So there, maybe another one closer. So if you found out where, that might help. But other than that, somewhere in Sejun is a person wearing a red cloak. A red hood.
A little red hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is that? Are they?
They were writing. They were writing in that
Shit.
book. So they're a little red hood writing in the book.
I should write about this.
Yeah.
All right. So, Petravian,
Yes,
could you take the card over to the Eden Temple? I'll meet you there.
Of course. When we get there, I wanted to ask you something.
All right, I'll be there. And Vera's going to.
Fucking love her so much. She's just like, great, cool, bye.
It does make talking to people very awkward because normally I have my characters like bow and shit, but that's like against Vera's religion. So Vera's going to go into the Maleferant Temple quick,
Okay.
and I'd like to see if I can find Reduvi.
Cool.
Vera!
Hello, sister. Are you
Hi.
all right?
Of course I'm alright. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, a lot happened.
Yeah, and you saved me.
Kind of. Hummel was there.
You were
I-
there too.
Be safe. What happened in the temple was very foolish, but not bad.
Yep. Don't worry. I'm tough.
I'm sure you are.
Hmm?
Just keep yourself safe.
I have you to protect me.
You always will. I'm going to
She gives
have
you a
one
hug.
of your siblings take you over back to the temple. Unless you want to stay here.
No, I want to go back home soon.
Well, in the meantime, and I'm going to take out 10 gold pieces and give them to Reduvi.
I'm gonna buy so much candy.
Not too much candy.
the correct answer.
Just enough.
Too much candy.
Well, I won't be there to stop you. I'm going to be gone for a while, but I'll be back, okay?
Okay. Be safe, okay? And I know you'll do your best.
You know it. Keep Chompy safe, too.
Mm-hmm.
And Vera's going to just talk to one of the siblings and is going to request that within like the next 3 days that they bring her back to the temple.
Awesome. Easily done.
And then, so everyone is on their way to the Eden temple, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So,
Can you imagine if this fucking kid showed up in a candy store for like $500?
Pretty much.
so
I have 2 months adult wages.
Jeez,
Yeah,
$2,000.
exactly.
I want all of your candy.
what would you like? The store.
I was going
I'm
to say,
going
you come
to
back
buy
and
you
Reduvi's like a
out.
silent
That's-
partner and owns
No, like the kid shows up with 10 gold, and they're just like, "Kid, where'd you find this? This you probably should bring that money back. You could be in a lot of trouble."
I'd like to invest this in Obador coin. So, Vera's going to swarm shape and is going to head towards the Eden temple.
So
Alrighty.
badass.
And disgusting.
A little bit.
Alright, so we get there. I would like to find the same person we talked to.
Alrighty.
Am I able to do that?
Sure. Yeah, you find them.
Alright. And I reconstitute myself. Hello again.
That's
So-
a neat trick. That's...
I learned it. Good news.
Huh.
Not using the lithogate.
Oh, that is good news.
Other news. I need to know where the lithogates are closer to, say, June. Do you know any?
Oh, sure. Yeah, those are much safer to use. Yeah, let me show you. Do you have a map or something?
I do, and I'll ruffle into my knapsack and grab the map that Kurla gave me.
Okay. So this druid will point out on your map that there are 2 lithogates that are somewhat nearby. There is one in the western part of Moscova, and there's one in Kodre.
Can we see the Obidor map?
Oh, I thought I pushed it. I'm sorry. My apologies. So she basically places a finger in 2 places, one in Moscova and one in Kodre, pointing out where she says a couple of lithogates are.
Well, that's going to be a lot easier than getting into Kintao.
I should say so.
Thank you for your help.
Of course. Is there anything else that I can do to help?
No, not really.
All right, well then I wish you luck.
Thank you. And that person of very few words. Okay, deal done. Bye. Alright, so I'll return to the group. Alright, I have 2 options for lithogates.
Okay.
I have a preference. One is by Kudre, by the ocean. Wait, Kudre? Is that it?
Kodre.
Kodre. One's by Kodre. It's by the ocean. The other is in the mountains. Eru Mountains?
Iron.
God damn it.
I know that one.
The other is in the Iron Mountains. I say we go to that one. It's closer. We don't have to go through a desert. Well, we don't have to go through 2 deserts to get to Sejun. It might take a bit getting over the mountains, but we'll manage.
How will I get horse over a mountain?
What?
How will I get horse over a mountain?
Well, we just have to trek a way through.
Okay. Alright.
It'll be faster. Better
Okay.
weather.
Looks at map over Kurla's shoulder. Isn't it snowy there?
Well, yeah, but it's not a desert.
You have point.
We have quilts. Besides, it'll be nice having that before we get to a desert.
If you say so.
Any objections?
That sounds good. See the plan.
Yeah, as long as horse can come, I am happy.
I think getting through the mountains will be a trick, but you're right. There's no easy option, so might as well.
Have we got enough by way of, rations and water, that spells for making them, that kind of thing?
Yeah,
Bardo has plenty of food all the time.
we're good, and
Alright, silly question, sorry about that.
and Vera, from out of their gloves, some beetles crawl out onto their arms, and she engorges them with good beetle. Plenty.
Looks squishy. May I try one?
I'll flick one over to you.
Grab it, eat it.
Tastes slightly like apples.
Slimy gets satisfied.
My brain was thinking the same thing.
Well, that's
Now that sound is going through the.
Oh, that is just so wrong, Kurla says as they take another bite out of their disgusting rotted meat.
Well, it tastes fine.
Yeah, it actually kind of tasted like candy. Candy apples. The sour kind.
Part of the nutrition that goes into it through the magic.
Nutrition through magic. I like the sound of that.
It's natural magic. It's not like your other kind of.
Excuse me?
Whatever.
Oh dear.
All right, are we ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Yeah. So we are taking the long route to the Lithogate, so?
We are taking
Which is to
horse,
say
yes.
land travel. Yes. Okay. I might meet you there, or at least I might be gone a couple days.
Okay.
Have a few things to be.
All right.
Well, make sure to travel safely and to sleep well when you...
Yes, I have to stay with you all tonight.
Oh, okay.
I would like to.
Well,
if it's
Vardo has
okay.
plenty of space.
So we ride our way through the gates of the holy city. A new
Onward.
journey awaiting us.
To the Great Vale.
Well, if everyone is all set, you load up the Vardo, ride out of the holy city, and that's where we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Yeah, we made it out of the holy city.
It's a miracle.
Right.
The holy city is where miracles happen.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to William Succi and Andreas Pichler for the intro and outro themes, and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode soundtrack. Interested in following us on social media? Follow us on Twitter at CheckPleaseDND. Or want to support the podcast and be part of the Czech Republic? Go to our Patreon under the Czech Republic. Until next time.